back for episode 10, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Missing a couple people tonight, no big deal. We're going to continue on as normal. How's everyone doing tonight?
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Sweet Caroline.
Guys, I think we
I'm
just
okay.
triggered the DMCA bot, and I have received a Twitch ban. So easy to do nowadays.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you next week when we're unbanned. Anyway. But speaking of next week, we will not be running next week. We're going to take that week off. For Christmas Eve. I understand, Brian, but we got to give some people some time off every now and then.
Yeah, some of us have kids.
Yeah.
Not you, but some of us.
Some of us.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about the other people in the party that might be stressed. I love my life.
Right, of course.
Of course, we all do. We all love our lives, I'm sure.
Yes, we all love your life, Nate.
What a blessed one it is. Canadian, man. Did you ever run that ad read on Drunk and the Dead, by the way?
No, we ran a little different one. We were a bit more rushed in the studio, and I didn't have quite the full time I thought I would have. But no, it's an ad for this that just insults everything that makes me a person a little less.
That's fair. That's fair. That's kind of the vibe I was going for. We love you, Nate. Well, does anyone have anything before we jump into the recap that they want to talk about? All right. I'll take silence as a nah, we're good. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Last week, you guys found yourselves inside of a cavern in the middle of the frozen lake, going through it and discovering that there was in the next room a frost giant skeleton that was stuck in ice. And as you guys started to enter the room and approach it, it animated itself, came to life, and couldn't land a blow on you guys as you were able to damage it down to being dead again before it could even make a run within 2 turns, which is kind of ridiculous, but it's neither here nor there. You guys did your job, did it quickly. And after that, crawling through the rest of the cavern, you came across a decrepit-looking old woman who was cooking something, and upon closer investigation between Eclipse and Leoponte, saw that she was cooking a stew of human body parts, which smelled great, according to, noses that had smelled nothing but cooked trout for the last few months. There was a plot to try to poison the cauldron, and was successfully done, until the Will-O-Wisp had discovered the insurgents and alerted the decrepit woman to come on back and follow the wisp into where the intruders had come, where she had offered a pot of stew to any that are cold or hungry, and that offer was taken deceitfully before Leoponte went and shoved the bowl of poisoned food into the face of the witch, taking some poison damage, and resulting in a fight, revealing the decrepit old woman's hag form, and being able to dispatch her quite quickly. Had a little bit of problems with the Will-O-Wisp being so tiny and small and hard to hit, but eventually discovering that the cauldron that she was using was in fact magical. And this magical cauldron could provide food for potentially hundreds of different people each day. So, grabbing that and bringing it back to town, you were able to secure a safe place to be able to investigate and learn of this magical cauldron for a little bit. and try to get exactly what it does and whether it what the spell of identified says it does. It actually does. Um, after that, the party went back to the inn, where there was some discussions on a gem, I believe, between Leoponte and Lysander. I don't think we ever resolved that, did we? Now that I think about it.
We said we were going to speak the next day.
Okay. And then there was also a little bit of conspiracy between Leoponte and Timmy the Tooth afterwards, and there seems to be something going on there that the party is not aware of. I believe that is where we ended for the night. Did I miss anything else that you guys would like to accentuate on?
I don't believe so, not for me.
I can't think of anything.
No?
Okay. So we'll go ahead and pick back up inside of the tavern as Leoponte and Carcass return from their outing with Timmy the Tooth with Lysander as well.
Remind me, Sam, when did I tell Timmy the Tooth that I would be giving him my answer? Was that like in an hour?
It was also an hour, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, you find yourselves in the White Lady Inn, and the hustle and bustle of the city has grown quiet in the dead of the night, but the inn is still pretty lively with people drinking and talking, hanging out, all, what you would expect to find in an inn. What would you guys like to do?
Leon Ponte would like to, at least for the next 30 minutes, he would like to sit with his new friends and really chum it up, really let them know that he's enjoyed this journey with them and that it has been both an educational and an exciting one, and would like to buy them around.
And the bartender will come on over and say, we got everything but mead. Unfortunately, our shipment of good mead is about 3 weeks late now. We're not sure if it's ever coming. We need to send somebody to Good Mead to figure out what's going on.
Leon Ponte will say, well, that is a shame. I do believe my friends would all enjoy a round of celebratory firewater, no? And Leon Ponte will gesture to his friends to see if they accept.
Andy nods.
Oh yeah, sounds good to me.
Any for Zizix? Or Carcass?
Zizix is in the barracks.
Oh, you're right. He is not here. How about Carcass?
Carcass will always take what Pointy asks him to.
Alright. So, the barkeep comes back and brings 6 glasses of firewater and says that'll be 5 silver.
I give him 7 and tell him to have one on me.
And he bows and says, thank you very much. It's very kind of you, sir.
And Leon Ponte would like to propose a toast and would like to say to his friends, my friends, to the night where madmen and poets walk. Cheers and drink his firewater.
Okay.
Andy will raise her glass and drink.
Yeah. Yeah, Vega will too.
And it cheers his head. And let's see. Let's go ahead and make Constitution saving throws just to see if you catch a buzz.
That will be a 20 not natural for Leon Ponte.
That'd be an 18 for Vega.
Mine's a 20 not natural.
21.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are pros at drinking at this point. Maybe, just maybe, this fire water is more water than fire.
I just wanted to make note that after 30 minutes or so, Leon Ponte would like to invite Carcass to go on a nighttime walk whenever that comes.
Okay, duly noted. So, with that, is there anything else you guys would like to discuss here at the tavern about the day that has transpired?
I would just like to bring up to the party that I've heard multiple people talking about not getting their deliveries from Goodmead, and if we ever find a way to work that in, I'd like to go check that out, because that's where I'm from, and I'm a little worried if they haven't been sending out any deliveries that something might be wrong.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't have a problem checking in on that.
Leon Ponte will say, no, that does sound very interesting. I would like to investigate perhaps in the next 2 days or so as well. But I have something I would like to bring up that I caught notice of back with the hag. Did anyone else see that our dear friend Zizix continued to eat the soup enthusiastically after he found out it was human?
Yeah, I noticed
Yeah.
that. And
Yes, it was very good soup.
Leon Ponte will say, you see, Carcass, for you, my friend, it makes a little bit of sense. But Zizix, what's going on, buddy? You eat human?
Zizix
Oh, he's
is
not here,
not.
he's not here.
Yep,
Shit.
he's not there.
Okay, perfect time to talk about this then. What does everyone make of that? I mean, are we going to wake up and he's going to be biting on our little toes?
I don't think so, but it struck me as strange. Didn't he retrieve a piece of flesh as a souvenir?
Yeah, no, I do believe he did, and he also continued.
I'm concerned about necromancy. Is my worry.
You know, I'm not one to judge. I do not live my life as the world sees as honorably. But it is definitely something to, how you say, raise an eyebrow at. Wouldn't you say, Vega?
Yeah, I would agree.
Well, I mean, I guess that's all we can do about that right now.
Yeah, I guess it's something we can keep an eye on, but
Just remember that Zizix sometimes likes to eat people. And we'll
Yeah,
just remember
I guess
that.
so. And not just that, but poison people too. Like, he knew the soup was poison and kept eating it.
yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, that's the thing. He enjoyed it so much that he was like, it's both worth the risk socially and the risk in reference to his life, which is shocking.
And I am not able to undo poison yet. It's something I'm studying, but it's beyond my abilities at the moment, so he could have died.
But it did taste very good.
And he's just gonna pat Cargus on the shoulder. In like a bless your heart kind of way.
Oh boy.
Leon Ponte would like to say to his friends, my friends, I'm going to go and smoke my pipe. I would like to walk with my dear friend Carcass. And if you would like to rejoin for a drink later in the evening, perhaps, I would love to have another round of gin on me, just as a thank you for keeping a somewhat first-time adventurer but long-time thief safe on these very dangerous journeys.
Sure, just let us know when you're back.
And with that, we'll go ahead and transition from here back to the town hall, where Zizix is working on experimenting on the cauldron. All of your requirements have been met. Everything that you've asked for to work on this thing has been complete, and you've had about an hour and a half to 2 hours to take a look at it and fiddle around with it. What have you done so far, do you think?
Would I have other people around me, like guards or whatever, like to see? Because Zizix would probably want to make sure that he's alone while doing his experiments.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. They would have initially been in the room, and if you would have asked them to step out, they would have held up outside of the room.
Okay. So with all of the testing, what he would just basically be doing is kind of see just how much water it takes, or how much liquid, what kinds of liquid, if adding different liquids would change the flavor, if adding different things would make it, I guess, thicker, or just kind of testing to see if adding certain elements or taking certain things away would, how that would alter the soup that was created from this cauldron.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check with all the nuances that you're trying to figure out.
15.
So it seems like, knowing that you only have 3 tries per day, that you did one batch with, plain water. You did another one with perhaps an ale or some other digestible liquid, and then the second one or the third one, you would have done something that's a little viscous, like a cleaning solution kind of type of thing. So what you'll find with that is that the water works just fine, and it provides a nice hearty stew full of sustenance meat and other things similar to that you'd find in stew, vegetables, cabbages, stuff like that. When you make it with ale, you see that the volume is actually reduced, as it seems to be, from your best guess with your intelligence check, working with the pure water volume alone, and it doesn't seem to change the flavor, it just made less of it. And that proved to be true as well with the cleaning solution, that third solution that you used. It made even less because the actual water contents of it was very, very small compared to the ale, or compared to water, obviously.
Okay, so so it wasn't, so how much water do I need to make a full cauldron, like basically fill it with water, or does like one,
It's a 1-to-1 ratio, up to 30 gallons, which is how much it holds.
Okay, so 30 gallons, so I would need to add 30 gallons of water to make 30 gallons of soup.
Right, and even if you added 1 gallon of water, it would make 1 gallon
and
of soup.
then it kind of magically okay, and then it would basically magically put in vegetables and meat and stuff like that.
Yep. So you come to the realization
cool.
that the lake hag was adding in the extra bits of human flesh purely for taste.
Okay, noted.
One question that may be a little unnecessary. When you go through and you do one of the experiments with the Cauldron of Plenty, when you go to unload your science experiment, what are you doing with it? Are you giving it out to the guards? Are you dumping it on the floor? What's your process there?
I would probably look for some kind of a barrel, or request a barrel.
You could actually probably just use the barrel of water that you had gotten the water from, so that'll work.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste it. Just because with the extra experiments on it, like I would probably take a sample of it, run it through some alchemy tools, and test the properties on it and stuff like that. So I wouldn't just completely dump out anything.
Okay. Sounds good. So, on that note, um, are you letting anyone know about the food that you're making um, on your own?
Are you talking about like?
The immediate vicinity.
No, not at this time. Just because I don't know these gods or anything like that. Don't want to cause panic or, start rumors or anything like that. Especially in a town that I'm not familiar with.
Okay, very good. After about an hour and probably 10, 15 minutes or so, you hear a knock on the door.
Hello? I'm busy over here.
And the door opens, and it's Deneth Whalen, the town speaker. And he comes in, and he looks around, and he says, what have you found so far?
Well, yes. So, I've been testing and experimenting with different kind of liquids to see what exactly changes with this. So, if you wouldn't mind, if you could take this could feed the patrons, that would just help my experimenting as well. And he'll motion to the.
You keep dropping out, Matt. So you basically said, just so you don't have to repeat all that, that you would feel better about him going and testing out, feeding the patrons this barrel full of stew. And if I got that right, he's going to ask, well, have you tested it yet personally?
Oh, yes. But, no, I don't know how this affects other kind of creatures, or if it affects magic users in a different way than non-magic users. I just need to keep experimenting just to make sure that, someone's not gonna die from this.
And he's going to walk over to the barrel full of stew, and he's going to say, well, it smells quite good.
Yes, but looks and senses can be deceiving.
Well, do you have any objections to me trying it?
Not at all.
And he's going to look around for a spoon or maybe a special fork and try to... he's going to scoop up a good... Yeah, Carcass has one. He's going to scoop up a nice piece of stew, and he's going to taste it. And he says, that's quite good. It's filling. And it's not trout.
That's the dang sure.
What did you do?
Well, I can't give away my secrets. If I do that, then what kind of worth do I have?
Listen, I can maybe persuade you to tell me your secrets and exchange the cauldron. If it does what you say it does, and I see that it does, I have 5 gemstones that may speak more than I can.
And then Zizix is gonna pull down his monocle and say, do you have those on you?
And he says, yes, I do. And he pulls out one of them.
and Zizix will quickly go up and snatch it and kind of hurry away a little bit, turn his back, and start really inspecting it very closely with his monocle.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Isn't that one?
That's a what?
It's a nat 1.
Oh no. And as you're, holding it way too close to your eye to where it's out of focus of your monocle, but you're still inspecting it, he says, you could probably fetch about 500 gold for each of those. They're what you would call sea sapphires.
I'm sorry, what kind of sapphire?
A sea sapphire. Sea sapphire. Sapphire.
Sea sapphire.
And it's kind of got this. It has the deep blue tones towards the middle, but at the edges of the crystal, it kind of radiates a seafoam, almost green blue kind of color.
Okay.
And he says, 5 of those. And you tell me how to work this. And you leave me this cauldron.
May I ask, what do you plan to do with the cauldron?
Well, quite frankly, it's going to help us feed this town.
Well, I mean, that is definitely true. But, I'm not from around here, and, kind of gotta take care of my people, too.
And where are your people?
Well, you're asking a lot of questions there. I guess I don't have people.
You make this deal with me and you'd always be welcome here in East Haven.
And my friends?
Of course.
Why don't you, take this first barrel here to the inn, and I'll think about it.
Okay, I can have a guard move it over there. And he gestures his hand out to retrieve his sea sapphire.
Well, can I hold on to this just until you get back?
A deposit, I see. All right, I'll trust you.
Well, I am under kind of guard protection in here. Plus, I'm not gonna leave the cauldron. I don't think I can move that by myself.
It's quite large. But that is fine.
Could I?
Are you going to try?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
That's another nat 1.
No, you cannot move this cauldron whatsoever. You move it and you maybe think you're spinning it, but it's actually your hand sliding across the edge of the cauldron as you're walking around it. So you're basically just doing circles around the cauldron with your hand sliding around it.
Okay, after I make kind of 2 passes around the cauldron, I will say, well, looks like I can't move it myself.
So with that, he opens the door and he asks his guards to come in and take this barrel and ship it out to the inn and charge 5 copper for the use of the bowl and nothing more. And they whisk it away and they make it out towards the inn, and the speaker says, I hope I can have an answer on your decision soon, but the night grows long and I shall retire for the night.
Oh, you're not gonna go to the inn yourself?
No, I'm gonna retire and leave my guards to deliver the inn all of the stew. Is there a reason why you would like me to go?
Oh no. I just thought that you were going to come back once the stew was delivered. And then I could have my answer for you.
Ah.
If that's not the plan, you know, could he take another look at the gem to see if he can really figure out what it's worth?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. It's enough time has passed.
There we go. It's a 22.
It is what he says it is, and you would estimate that you could get maybe 600 gold if you sold it to the right person.
And he said 5 of them, correct?
Yes. Five of those
You know what?
sapphires.
You have yourself a deal.
This is great. Shall I deliver payment to you now or in the morning?
No. Now's a good time.
Okay. And he walks away, and in about 5 minutes he returns and produces 4 more of these sapphires.
And Zizix would like to inspect each one of them to make sure of the quality of the gem.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll investigation.
That's a 10.
Yeah, they look about the same to you.
Well, alright then. And Zizix is going to put them in his, well, he would wait for him to exit the room and then put them in his bag of holding.
All right, easy
But
enough.
before he leaves though, I do need to explain, how it works and stuff like that. So I would take the time to explain. At least explain for as much as that I've experimented on.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. And you'll take the 5 to 10 minutes to explain exactly what you've discovered, and after that, he bids you a good night and returns to his room. What would you like to do with the rest of yours?
At what time of night is it right now?
It's quite late. Probably closer to midnight, 1 in the morning.
Zizix would go back to the inn to see kind of what everyone's reaction for the soup is.
Okay, very good. And with that, we will go back to the inn, where Eclipse and Lysander have retired for the night. Before this barrel of soup arrives, as it's been about 15 minutes since the last we saw them here. So still 15 minutes left on the timer that Leah Ponte had, so you have about 15 to kill.
Leon Ponte, even with the 15 minutes after bidding them adieu, would probably have already taken Carcass on a walk. And Carcass knows the private conversation that we have been having.
Gotcha. Well, as you guys were leaving the room then, or leaving the inn, 2 guards come in with a barrel full of stew, and they loudly announce to everyone, they say, 5 copper for a bowl of stew? Have at it while it's warm. And everyone kind of looks around and they say, "We don't want more knucklehead trout stew." The guard says, "There is no knucklehead in this stew, you knucklehead."
I laugh uproariously.
Yeah, it was bad. I know. And he pulls out a nice chunk of meatball that's obviously not fish, and they start to wheel it in deeper into the end towards the actual bar, and people just get up, start to line up, and get ready to feast on this. Are Andy and Vega partaking in the stew?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys get up and you go get yourself a nice bowl of stew, and when you return, you see that Leoponte and Carcass are no longer at the bar and have left outside as they had announced earlier. But the stew is warm. It's very good. And it's a sweet relief from the monotony that was knucklehead trout. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about at this point before we move on to Leoponte and Carcass at the city?
So Zizix would go up to Andy and Vega. And
Zizix is
say,
not there yet.
"Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Then I'll wait my turn."
Andy's gonna ask Vega, have you tried writing to your family or anyone in your hometown?
Oh, I don't have any family in Goodmead, but no, I haven't written to anybody there.
It might be a good idea, maybe to send a letter and ask them to reply to Bryn Shander. Couldn't hurt.
I suppose it's worth trying.
At least then you'd know. But then we could always go make a trip after Bryn Shander if you don't get a response.
Yeah, for sure. I will give that a try.
Yeah.
All right. And we will move to Leoponte and Carcass, who are taking a nice night stroll.
So, Leon Ponte has, first of all, Nate has a question, and then Leon Ponte has a question.
Okay, what is Nate's question?
Nate's question is, in my poisoner's kit, do I have anything that renders someone unconscious?
No, not necessarily. The poisoner's kit is used to ground up the herbs that you find and accumulate and create it into a liquid form or powdered salve, those kind of things.
Okay, second question, a more Leon Ponte question. Leon Ponte would like to see if he can suss out one of his contacts. Anybody he may know or be able to get the vibe from that maybe they sell things that are a bit harder to find in a retail setting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
I'm happy to roll for that if I need to.
That's your background, so you really shouldn't have to.
Cool.
So let's take a look. Yes. You find Geo the Beard Berard.
Geo the Beard Berard?
And this man has a beard that would rival the most metalist of metalheads.
Is he a human?
No, he is a half-orc.
Hell yeah, Geo. Leon Ponte would like to approach the one known as Geo the Beard.
Leoponte, how faring are you?
I are faring well. You might even say, after tonight, I'll be faring quite well, if you catch my drift.
To hear I say very good.
Tell me, my friend, for the right amount of coin, would you be able to perhaps procure a few items for me?
Items of which?
Well, let's say two things quite different. One, I need a bit of a sleeping potion or poison, something not to kill, but to render someone completely unconscious. A strong one. Is that something you could dig up tonight?
To find tonight hard will be. Unsure if I can find.
The second one is a bit weird as well. In
Hear
your
it.
in your travels, my dear friend Gio, for the right amount of gold, there's no chance that you've come across any, and Leon Ponte will lean in quite close and say, chocolate. Is there?
Chocolate, yes.
Yes, you do have chocolate.
Do I have chocolate?
Do you?
Do I have chocolate?
Do you have chocolate? Yes, that is the question I am asking.
Have chocolate. Have I do, as he really struggles to formulate his words correctly.
Leon Ponte is going to pull a piece of gold out of his pocket and say, do you have chocolate that you can sell to me right now?
And he takes a deep breath and he says, yes, do I chocolate have?
Show it to me.
And he reaches into his pack and he pulls out a Snickers bar, and we'd like to take the time to thank our sponsor Snickers for sponsoring this event.
There's no way.
Just kidding. But he has a small slab of chocolate. It's roughly maybe 2 inches by 2 inches.
How much for the chocolate, my dear friend Gio?
5,200 gold.
200 gold.
5,200.
5,200 gold for the chocolate.
And he takes a deep breath and he collects himself, and again he says 250 gold.
Oh, so 25 gold. Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, you certainly can try.
Try to confuse Gio?
Yep. That would be a deception, actually, to try to confuse him.
That's even better. That's going to be a 26. Or 25, sorry, 25.
And he nods his head. He doesn't say anything. He just nods his head.
I will put out the hand of 25 gold and another hand to grab the chocolate.
And he grabs his beard with his other hand, and he thinks, "One IOU you do."
You're going to have to walk me through that one, Gio. What?
I do. You owe me one.
I owe you one? Yes, I will owe you one for this deal.
Yes. And he nods his head, yes.
And then I give him the 25 gold.
And he gives you the chocolate.
Boom. Okay, Leon Ponte would simply like to thank Gio for his time. And then Leon Ponte would like to head back to meet up with Timmy the Tooth.
Okay, easy enough. So Timmy the Tooth is inside of his makeshift dwelling that he picks up from time to time. You've stayed here before. You know he hangs out here whenever he's in town. And you make your way over to his place. Ah, Leoponte. Long time no see.
Timmy, except for the fact it's only maybe been like 30 minutes, but yes, long time no see, my friend.
Feels like almost a week.
Feels like an eternity to me. So listen, my friend, we want in, we want to steal.
Alright. Well, we have a lot of people on our payroll, and I'm not going to tell you who. It's a need-to-know basis, and right now, my friend, you do not need to know.
So then what role do I play in this? How does Leon Ponte and Carcass, how do they see profit?
We will work together because there is, how do you say, an X factor in this equation. And that X factor is actually your friends.
Leon Ponte will lean into Timmy the Tooth and say, my friend, they are not my friends.
Well, I think it's in your best interest to be. Because
Time will tell.
you, I think, instead of trying to stabby stab, as you would say, I think it's your best interest to schmooze and distract them and do not let them know that such a thing is happening.
Yeah, no, that was the plan from like minute one. I was never going to try and stab my way into success with this cauldron. They will be none the wiser if Leon Ponte is in control. I am more than happy to distract my friends.
Well, can the same be said for Carcass?
Carcass, do you understand what we are doing?
Yes, I am Carcass.
Leo Ponte will stand up to Carcass for a moment and say, my dear friend, it is very important, and I need you to listen very carefully. Everyone else, all the other people that we've been traveling with, they cannot know what we are doing.
Oh, what are we doing?
Exactly. Perfect. Leon Ponte will pat him on the back and return to his conversation with Timmy. And he will say to Timmy, you, big swing here, you don't happen to perchance have any sleeping potion or poison, do you?
Well, funny that you would ask. I didn't know that you knew about my insomnia.
Ah, my dear friend Timmy the Tooth. Of course, if you remember two things about Timmy, it's his tooth and his insomnia.
I have just a thing, and, 2 drops is plenty for personal use. Any more, and it gets a little dastardly.
Well, 2 drops will do it. I don't want to get dastardly. If I am to fulfill my side of this arrangement, I'm going to need that from you for just tonight, and I will return it. You have my word.
Well, here's the problem, Leoponte. The problem is we're not going to be able to grab the thing until tomorrow. So tonight's no good, friend.
I see. I can make do with tomorrow.
And I can't have them on the road, so they have to be contained here in the city.
Also something I can handle. Don't you worry, my friend.
And he motions over to this little salve that he has, and he says, and quite frankly, I don't think we can keep them asleep all day with just this. And plus, I'm going to be up all night without it.
How long do you need to retrieve the cauldron, you and your men?
They're en route now, and, actually, that's need-to-know basis.
No, if I am distracting the people, I need to know how long you need them to be distracted for.
At least until tomorrow night. And then, you sleep through the night.
Tomorrow morning?
Yes.
You need the entire day to sneak in there and grab the cauldron? It's a day-long heist? That doesn't seem like our type of thing, Timmy.
It's a need to know basis, Leoponte, but if you wish to challenge me on this issue, I will gladly say that there is a lot of logistics that go into this plan. I worked very hard on it.
Leon Ponte will say, do you think you could spare me the early hours of the morning in order to make sure that the little one will not be there? Because he is drawn to the cauldron, and I need just a moment in the morning to get him away. I do not want him hurt. I don't want anyone hurt of the group.
I can say in that respect that our mutual interests are aligned. We don't want any bloodshed. We just want food here. Now, when it comes to whoever is in there, we're not going to be in the town hall in the early morning. So I would say that you're fine to enter and extract your friend if that is your plan. However, I am not going to divulge any specifics because you are a unknown quantity, Leoponte, as you had disclosed to me just a couple days ago that you found very little honor and I found you dishonorable. Do you recall that?
I do, my friend, I do. And that is a emotional debt that I will have to repay. And I do accept your terms. All I simply ask is there anything you would like me to do to signal to you that I have removed any of them from the town hall?
I will trust your judgment on this. I will require no signal. I just need you to keep them occupied for a whole day.
And they need to be in the city.
Kept in the city, but not left to leave town, because when we leave, we're leaving quick, and we don't need to draw any suspicion to wanderers and the outside adventurers on the roads, kind of thing. It's a big to do.
Understood, my friend. These things are tricky. Now, one final question.
Okay.
How do Carcass and I get paid? Or do we need to meet you somewhere?
You will receive payment in Targos in 3 days' time.
In Targos in 3 days.
Yes. You
Who
can
do we
pick
look
it up.
for?
You can pick it up later. Oh, that's neat to know. You go to the usual spot and we'll find you.
That I can do, my friend. And Leon Ponte will put out a hand to shake.
And Timmy the Tooth will extend his and give a firm clasp to your hand and shake it. He says, I'm glad that we have an agreement and I look forward to working with you, albeit a little remotely, on this endeavor.
It is an honor, my friend.
Are you still interested in my insomnia cream?
I am indeed.
I can part with it for 20 gold.
Leon Ponte will lean to Carcass and say, Carcass, do you want to split this with me?
Oh, no, Carcass does not have any gold.
Leon Ponte will pay the full 20 gold.
And he will happily give up his insomnia paste and take the gold from you.
And Leon Ponte will head back to the inn.
And as you depart, he says, remember, 2 drops, and you're good. Any more gets dastardly.
Just 2 drops, of course, my friend.
Just 2.
Just 2. Not more, though, because what happens when it's more, huh?
Dastardly.
Dastardly. That is right, my friend. And we are bastards. We are not dastards.
That is correct.
Leon Ponte will give him a kind gesture and then head back to the inn.
Okay. And during that time, we go back to the inn where Zizix arrives and sees that the whole inn is chowing down on this delicious barrel of stew.
Zizix is gonna find whoever in his party is still awake and go up and sit next to them.
You see Vega and Andy sitting at the table eating a bowl of stew.
Hi, hey guys! I see you're.
Hi, Zizix.
I see you're enjoying the stew.
Oh yeah, it ain't
Yeah,
bad.
it's great.
Good. I'm glad it's hitting the spot.
Are you done experimenting on it?
Yeah, I think so. So, would you like to know how it works?
Sure.
Okay, so, and he'll motion them to lean real close, into the table, and then Zizix will grab one of Vega's ears and just kind of lift it up a little bit. So, so this thing can make 30 gallons of soup 3 times a day. Now, it seems like it's all about the water content. So if it's all water, you get 30 gallons. If it's something quite not water, like ale, it doesn't quite make 30 gallons. It kind of does a little bit less. But what it does is it also adds different meats and vegetables into the stew as well. So, by my estimations and calculations, gallons will feed about 120 people. So, in a whole day, that thing can feed, almost a whole town.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
Isn't it? I'm glad that I was able to spend some time and really see how it worked. Maybe eventually I can work on something like that myself.
That'd be pretty cool.
So, I've been hard at work and I'm kind of tired. So, do you guys have rooms for us?
Sam, had we gotten rooms already?
I can't remember.
I don't think for tonight you did.
Okay. No, I don't think we've gotten rooms yet. We probably need to do that.
Yes. Yes. It's quite late. So this may be actually one of those times where I need sleep. So, I'll go and get a room. Do you guys want one as well?
Sure, I'll come with you. And
Yeah.
I guess we could rent some out for the others since they're not here at the moment.
Okay. Where is Leoponte and Carcass?
They went on a walk. They can share my room again. They did last time, so I'll just leave that information with the innkeep.
Hey, okay. Did they get any soup?
And I think they left before the soup came out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they got any of it. No.
No, they didn't get any.
Oh man. I worked so hard on that.
They'll have another chance.
Yeah. Maybe they'll, maybe we'll be able to get some more tomorrow. Anyways, let's go get a room, and I need sleep.
Oh yeah.
Andy will approach the bar and try to flag down somebody to pay for rooms.
Yeah, and the bar at this point is still just swarmed with people, and people have been running out and trying to call their friends and get them in here for something other than knucklehead trout. And this inn is quite packed. And uh-oh, did I stutter there? Okay, we're good. I thought I lost internet connection. We're good. But you find the barkeep quite easily. He's pouring out bowl after bowl after bowl, and he says, "I'll be just a moment," and starts, serving up bowls, and you see that you guys have already gone through about half of this barrel, and says, "How can I help?"
Do you have any rooms available for the night?
I do. How many are you needing?
I think 3 should cover us.
All right. And he looks over at Zezix and he said, "Did I hear you're the one that made this?
The one and only.
It's on the house."
Oh,
Well, how swell of you.
thank you.
Yeah. Anytime you can find your room straight down the hall to the left. Doors on each side.
Thank you. And she'll leave Leon Ponte and Carcass's names with the barkeep and say, if you could just send them to my room. It's the really big guy. You'll know when he comes in.
All right. Fair enough. And you guys make your way down the halls and to your respective rooms. Anything you guys want to do before you head to bed?
So Zizix, I guess would. Who would I be rooming with?
Right now, you guys both have a room to yourselves. You, Vega, and Andy.
Okay. So what Zizix will do before he goes to bed is he will make sure to kind of hide his bag of holding in a kind of a very safe, secure location. And then he is going to cast his spell of Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And so basically what he's going to command it to do is to stay watch, and if someone or something enters the room, it's going to throw something at him to wake him up.
Yeah, easy enough. Simple enough command.
And because it's only got a 1 hour duration, so I will set my alarm clock to wake me up at 55-minute increments, so I can start the ritual to keep it going, I guess.
Okay. Anything for Vega or Andy before you go to bed?
No, Andy's just gonna crash.
I'll read a book.
All right, very good. The last book you read paid off well, didn't it?
You had to bring that up. I'm still triggered.
Okay, Billy. I'm going to tell you above table. I added a +1 to your constitution without you knowing, just because your character would not realize the effects of that book.
Okay.
He told me last
Well,
week, and I was like, "You're a dick."
I thought my when you had us do a con saving throw earlier, I was like, I don't remember my cons being that high. Well,
Yep.
right on. Okay.
I figured the joke had gone long enough that I could tell you. And then, for full disclosure, when there was detect magic being cast on the book, Avarice had cast counterspell very subtly and rolled a stealth check.
Nice.
So, FYI.
Well done. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's why he had me do a perception, and I failed it. So.
Just to clear all that up.
But Zizix did a detect magic on it as well, and I wasn't around.
After he already read it.
Oh, so the magical properties already disappeared. I get
Yeah. So anyway.
Huh, that's really funny.
So, you guys are going to bed, reading a book, and setting up a nighttime watch in the bedroom. Which brings us to Leoponte and Carcass returning to the inn.
Leon Ponte would like to. I found the note or whatever that we have rooms, right?
Yep.
Leon Ponte would like to tell Carcass whatever he would like to do, drink, go to bed. It is at his will. He can do as he pleases. And Leon Ponte would like to find a dark corner of the bar, the tavern area, and begin to write a series of notes.
Okay. Very good. So, with that, Carcass, what are you gonna do?
Oh, this stew smells so good, but I do not want to spend money on such things, so I will go to bed.
Okay, which room are you going into? There's a
Did
room
they point
on.
me to the right room?
No, the only note said that you had rooms at the end of the hallway to the left, and there's a door. There's 3 doors to choose from. They didn't specify who was going into each room.
Oh, I will bust into the door in the center.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
That is a 5.
You burst into the room, and a book goes flying right in front of you and lands in the bed that's nearby. And Zizix, you get hit in the face with a book, and you snap awake.
Zizix is gonna yell, "Ah! Ah! Someone help! Someone's trying to kill me!"
And
Would
I
you
will
hear
get
that?
out my great axe.
Go ahead and let's see. What are your passive perceptions? I'll say
7.
anything over a 12 would hear while you slept.
Mine's a 14.
So you would hear it.
Andy's gonna draw her weapon and bust in too.
Billy, what's your passive perception?
Sorry, I'm looking right now.
You're good.
13.
Yeah, so do you react similarly to Andy and charge in?
Yeah, I guess so.
You all charge into the room and you see Carcass with his great axe drawn and Zizix screaming bloody murder.
Where? What? Who's here? She's looking around the room.
Zizix would have probably been mad scrambling and may not have really noticed, I guess it was Carcass, because he wouldn't have looked.
Right.
So Zizix is just gonna keep screaming, "Oh, I don't know! I don't know! There's just someone in here!"
Carcass?
Andy's gonna look at
Do you-
Carcass and then look around the room and say, there's just us and Carcass.
Well, wait, Carcass is here?
Yeah.
Yes, I will protect you, my little friend.
Was that you? That barged through?
I will lean over to Andy and say, What does barge mean?
Andy will lean into Carcass and say, did you open the door? Did you open the door hard?
I open a lot of doors.
Well, she's gonna look around the room one more time and say, it was Carcass.
And Zizix is gonna kind of very still like stressed get back up from behind the bed, kind of shaking a little bit.
Andy's gonna kind of adjust her shirt because she doesn't have her armor on to sleep in, and she's gonna say, well, on that note, I'm gonna go back to bed. Good night.
Zizix will just kind of do like a really kind of embarrassed wave kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed too.
All right, and you depart the room and head back to bed along with Andy, leaving Zizix and Carcass in the room.
Yes. Sticks, if anyone comes in, do you want me to stay to kill them?
I mean, yes?
Oh, okay. I will stay the night with you. and kill people who come in.
Only people that aren't friendly.
Oh, okay. If they open the door and they are nice to Carcass, I will let them stay.
Okay, but at least give them an opportunity to be nice.
What? Okay, yes. I think I understand what you're saying.
Did you just say you understood?
Yes, Carcass is very smart.
Or he just could, there's just something between us, man. Like, we're just on the same wavelength. Have you ever felt like there are some things that you want to say, but you just don't know how to express them?
Yes, but I usually just hit things with my axe.
Yeah. And Zizix is gonna go up and just pat him on the, I guess his forearm, because that's all I can reach on him. And say, yeah, I've been there.
Yes, I like to be there though. It is fun to hit things with axe.
Please don't hit me.
Oh no, you are my new little tiny friend. I will not attack you. I will only kill people who try to attack you.
And you're my friend too.
And I'm going to yell out, Pointy! Pointy! Sticks and I are friends now. And then I will curl up at the end of Styx's bed.
If Leon Ponte heard that, he just gives back a uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd say you would, because Carcass can yell quite loudly.
Leon Ponte has some very specific notes he would like to write.
All right. Would you like to disclose them, or is that something for?
To you? You want to go You want to go court?
Yeah. Let's go to court.
Go to court.
All right, and we are here in DM's court, which is the private Discord channel, to go ahead and carry out this conversation. So what is on these notes?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'm thinking. So Leon Ponte on okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one for each of us would like to write on a different piece of paper, one for each of us, in as different of handwriting as he can on each specific things.
Okay.
On Andy's, Leon Ponte would like to write, "You can't leave town without helping me," signed just the letter S.
All right. And
then in different handwriting, because I saw him struggling with this earlier, so I'm going to prey on this irritation. For Vega, he would like to write, "She was lying about the book."
You dropped there for a second when you were finishing.
Yeah, just a second. I'm checking something. Sorry.
You're good.
I would like to write on Vega's, "She was lying about the book. Find me while you're in East Haven." Did you get all that?
I am typing it down. Okay. Did you sign that with an initial?
No, that one's not gonna have an. Or you know what? Yeah. Let's put the Crow.
The Crow. All right.
And then for Zizix, playing on what I've seen of this, I would like to write, I know what you have eaten, and I will give you so much more. Signed, ? And then underneath that, also, find me in East Haven.
All right.
And then on Carcasses, I would like to write, I know the secret of the one you call Pointy. No signature. And yeah, I want to write that one as fancy as I can to like even maybe try to get Carcass to have trouble reading that.
Okay, easy enough. So, got all that down. Let me keep this open for reference. Is there anything else you wanted to add to these?
Yes, I'm writing myself a note as to erase suspicion. And mine will say, watch your back, Night Thief. We are everywhere.
Signed. Initialed.
That one, just a circle with kind of a curvy line going through it, like somewhat of a fake symbol. Like I'm just making a fake
Okay. Yeah.
sign that's associated with whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. Easy enough.
And then, as I know everyone is going to sleep, I would like to slip them under all the doors and then go to bed myself.
Okay. Well, the important question is going to be which doors? Unless you would like to peek inside of each.
Yeah, Leon Ponte would probably first try to find a room with Carcass.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D100.
That's a 46.
Okay, so you open this room and you find the room with Vega in it. Were you opening it quietly?
Yeah, just to try to not wake him up.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
That's going to be a 23.
Yeah, you do so very quietly.
Then I would, was that the far left or the far right door?
Far left.
Then I would just go down, I would try the one in the middle.
Alright. This one has Zizix and Carcass. And Carcass, were you awake?
We're in court.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. So we'll put a pin in that one. We'll say make a stealth check for Andy's when you eventually get back to it.
Okay, well, if I see that Carcass is in there, I'm all making the stealth check to do is put the note under the door quietly, right?
Right.
Cool, because yeah, I'll know of each one. You stealth check or sleight of hand?
Stealth.
Gotcha. That will be a 17 for...
Yep, that'll be plenty. He doesn't have a high passive. And then do one for Andy's room.
That was for Andy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll beat hers.
Yeah. And then Vega's is an 8.
I thought we already rolled for Vega.
Oh, no. Oh, I already did Vega's. Never mind. Sorry. So Andy's is done. Yeah. So then I'm just going stealthily back into my room, trying not to wake anyone up. But if Carcass sees me, that's not a big deal.
Okay, sounds good. Here we go. And you make it back into the room with Carcass. And Carcass, were you awake?
Oh no, Carcass will go to sleep.
Okay, so you come into the room and you see Carcass and Zizix fast asleep in the bed. But Zizix, did you rearm your alarm clock?
It depends because I guess how long has this been at this point?
It's probably only been about 30 minutes or so.
Then my first alarm wouldn't have gone off, so my servant would still be up.
So would he throw another projectile? That's the question I'm after.
Yes.
So as Leoponte enters the room, a small vase moves across your face and flies into the direction of Zizek's bed and cracks him and breaks all over the shards. And Zizek snaps awake.
Oh God! Someone's trying to kill me!
Leon Ponte will say, "Hey, Zizix, it is pointy. It is Leon Ponte. Calm down."
Does he get the yell out first?
He
Because
does.
if he does, Andy's gonna bust in there again with her warhammer
Hold on.
and her tunic.
As soon as he starts screaming, Leon Ponte will straight. It's Leon Ponte. That is who this is. Before anyone sprints at me with a weapon, he's gonna shout that as Zizix screams.
Okay.
Okay, then Andy's gonna stop as she's halfway out of bed and be like, ugh, and roll over and go and try to get back to sleep.
Zizix is gonna look back towards the door and say, "Ah, Leoponte, you can't just sneak up on a guy like that."
I do apologize, but let's all go back to sleep, no?
And you take a look at Zizek and you see a small trickling of blood coming down his forehead from the vase that was hurled across the room and shattered.
Leon Ponte will say, "Why don't we get you cleaned up and go to bed, huh?"
And he will look at him very confused because he doesn't know why.
Leon Ponte will say, "Never mind," and we'll go to bed.
And Zizix will make sure to shut the door.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else?
He will have a stern talking to his unseen servant about not aiming for my head. And maybe something less breakable, like a pillow or something.
And the unseen servant will look around and acknowledge that, you know, maybe softer things would do the job just fine. Miranda just pantomimed the act of suffocating someone with a pillow. Oh my goodness.
So violent.
So violent.
That'll wake you up.
What has Zizix ever done to Andy? Besides being nothing but great company.
No, not Andy. I'm just saying that that's what Sam's gonna come up with for these things because he came up with them smacking you in the head. What's he gonna do next?
Well, I mean, it's under my control and command, so I mean, it's not gonna try and kill me. At least I don't think so.
No, it shouldn't.
You see, he's conniving. He's cracking during COVID.
Nah, Sam wouldn't do that to little old me.
No, I wouldn't try to kill you at all. We're the first boss that you guys come across to execute you in front of all of your friends or anything like that. I wouldn't do that.
I think at this point, everything has tried to kill Zizix first, but, you know.
You tried to kill yourself with the poisoned stew, alright?
I didn't know it was poisoned at the time.
But it didn't stop you after you did.
Well, I was in a hunger frenzy.
Fair.
And it
All right.
tasted really good.
Tasted delicious.
Tasted so good. Alright. So at this point, everyone is ready for bed. And everyone goes to sleep quite peacefully. And the sun rises at about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. What would you guys like to do?
Leon Ponte would like to arise and wake up Carcass and Zizix. See if they would like to join him for breakfast.
All right.
Zizix will say, "You guys go ahead. I just need to do a few things here first."
And you notice something is actually stuck on Carcass's horn. It's a small piece of paper.
Like Zizix notices that, or
Yeah, Zizix notices.
hey, Carcass, you didn't stab someone last night, did you? With your horn?
I don't know. I don't remember what happened last night. I could have.
Well, you have something on it, and he'll try and climb up onto Carcass to help.
Yeah, easy enough. You guys can retrieve the piece of paper on Carcass's horn, and it reads as follows. Who is reading it? I guess I should ask first.
I think Zizix would probably try to first.
Are we all there?
No, no, no. You guys are in your room still.
Okay.
So Carcass, go ahead and make an intelligence check to try to read this.
An intelligence check?
Yep.
That is a 12.
Ah, in very, very fancy writing, you see that it's written, "I know the secret you call pointy," is what you can make out.
Oh. I will look at the note and... Oh, look! Someone knows Pointy.
Leon Ponte would like to grab the letter.
Okay, and you read it plainly.
Leon Ponte is going to, after finishing the letter, look around the room to see if there's any signs of people entering after the rest of us were in the room last night.
Nothing triggered your passive perception. And
Nothing's like knocked over or anything?
no, and Zedix was not awoken by another flying object.
Huh.
Yeah, Zizix will say, he must have come in with that on his horn, and I mean, I was so tired that I didn't notice. If someone was in here, then my servant would have woken us.
And then with your passive perception, Zedix, you find a note that is just barely underneath the crevice of the door.
Zizix will just say, and walk over to the door to see what it is.
And you look and you find that it's another note. It's written quite messily compared to the others. And when you take a look at it, you see that it reads, "I know what you have eaten, and I will give you so much more. Signed, ? Post a PS. Find me in East Haven."
Nervously, he'll try and hide it in his pocket.
Okay. So go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, and we'll see if the rest of them notice.
That's a 13.
13. Leoponte, what's your passive perception?
Oh, it's not great. It's a 10.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully hide this in your pocket. And then Leoponte, you notice a note that seems to be wedged between the crevices of the door and the notch in the wall.
I grab it and I open it.
And this one reads, "Watch your back, night thief. We are everywhere." With an odd symbol of like some sort of circle with a squiggly line through it.
That's spooky. Leon Ponte will also put his away, but not in a stealthy manner. He's comfortable with, if Carcass had one and we've already seen it, then it's assumed I have one. So Leon Ponte is going to put it away and invite both of his friends downstairs for breakfast for a discussion.
Okay. And before we move to the main hall, Vega, you wake up next. And as you start to arise, you see that there is a note slid underneath your door.
I will curiously go see what it says.
It says in very, very scribbly, almost horrible looking writing that it's hard to make out, but you can. It says, "She lied about the book. Find me while you're in East Haven." Signed, The Crow.
What? Okay. I will be very confused, and I'll stash it in my stuff and go down to see if everyone else is downstairs or
Okay.
at the bar, whatever.
Yep. And that brings us to Andy, who also has a note.
She will read it.
This one says, "You can't leave without saving me." Signed, S.
Okay. That's not a lot to go on, but Andy's going to head downstairs and be seeking out a bartender to ask about who this S is and who they might have seen coming up to our rooms last night.
All right. And with that, you guys all arise, and you guys make your way to the bar. You find each other getting ready for breakfast with all just kind of really confused looks on your faces. And the bartender says, "Oh, I have a note that was left for you."
What does it say?
And the bartender says, "Your metal friend and cat friend said they were going treasure hunting today, so they said not to wait up for them."
Interesting.
Said something about a chest at the bottom of the lake, and quite frankly, that's a legend I've heard told once or twice around here.
Leon Ponte will say, you said they left us a note that said this?
Yeah, they left a note, and you see that this note is written on basically a torn piece of parchment, a totally different color than the notes that you guys currently have on your persons.
Yeah, Leon Ponte will take his out, not open it, because he doesn't want anyone to be concerned about what his says just yet, but we'll say to everyone, did everyone get one of these? Because this was in my door this morning.
Yes. What does yours say?
Leon Ponte will raise an eyebrow at Andy and say, what does yours say?
It says, you can't leave without saving me, and it's just signed S.
And
And then she
Carcass,
looks at him expectantly, waiting for him to say what it says.
Leon Ponte will say that mine says something I may need to indulge you guys in over a meal. Carcass, what did yours say again?
Oh, mine said that someone knows who you are.
Leon Ponte will let out a short breath and then turn to Vega and Zizix and say, did you two receive these mysterious notes?
Yeah, I got one.
No? I wasn't looking for one.
So everyone got a note except for Zero?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess I just have an impeccable background and I haven't done anything.
Well, I mean, we all just saw you eat people, but okay.
Yeah, based on the people eating, Leon Ponte would like to roll an insight check to see if Zizix is lying, whether or not he really got a note.
Okay, that is I would say that is fair.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll insight, Zizix. You can roll persuasion or deception, whichever you choose to be most applicable.
Well, it's going to be an 18 for Leon Ponte.
And a 7 for Zizix.
So, you feel like he's definitely shielding something at the very least.
Leon Ponte is going to silently look over to Andy and Vega and just kind of give them a look, like, you got a note.
Vega will have a look in response that's like, okay.
Leon Ponte would like to ask everyone if they would like to sit for breakfast, as he would enjoy to explain the contents of his note.
And the bartender says, I can whip something up, but I ain't got human, as he looks right at Zizix.
Yeah, we'll be fine without the human. Thank you, though.
And the bartender keeps his gaze on Zizix. He says, these gnomes, they're ankle biters to the T.
Now he's gonna question the soup last night.
Yeah, all you guys ate it, so what's in there? Ha 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 ha.
And
Who's to say that not everyone, or who's to say that everyone has now partaken
partook.
partook of
It's partaken.
that
Guys,
just
you
sounds,
pronounce parkour.
Parkour.
that just sounds like a wrong word. I don't know. Anyways, how do you guys know that there wasn't other kinds of meat in that soup?
Leon Ponte is going to turn to everyone and say, okay, I mean, he's hiding something, right? That's crazy.
And Zizix is just gonna say, "Nah, I'm just joking, guys. There wasn't anything like that in there."
And he looks weirded out.
I made you eat your parents.
Oh boy. South Park.
Yep.
Yeah, Leon Ponte would like to make his way to a table and invite them to join him.
Oh yeah, and the bartender comes out and gives you a nice helping of let's see, this would be knucklehead trout a la mode. This is a knucklehead trout that's been boiled and poached alongside with an egg served on top of the salmon or on top of the trout with a nice helping of fermented mayonnaise, a hollandaise sauce, if you will.
Yum.
Delicious.
Zizix will look up at the barkeep and say, "What happened to the rest of the soup?
Sold out.
And no one brought another barrel?"
Not this morning, I can't say.
Kind of dejected, Zizix would just sit down and just think about what he'd like to do.
Okay.
Leon Ponte would like to turn to his friends open his note and show it to them, allow them to read it silently or however they choose to.
And if you need a refresher, the note says, "Watch your back, night thief. We are everywhere." With a kind of a weird circle and a weird squiggly line going through it.
Well, that's unsettling. Do you recognize the symbol?
I do. And I need to tell you all a story. You see, I've not always been a thief. No. I especially have not always been one with the reputation that I have now. Before this life, I lived that of a completely different one. I am, what you say, a child who was quickly expected to do great things. I was expected to answer a call that would someday come for me. And instead of doing so, I ran. I ran away from all of my responsibilities. Everything that my family and everyone who had shared my true name before me, that had the weight of all their responsibilities and hard work on their shoulders, I ignored it all, and I ran. And I survived city to city, stealing, performing jobs, befriending the most dangerous and most courageous people imaginable. And I do believe the people that I have avoided are looking to, how you say, bring me back and serve me to justice.
What was the responsibility that you bailed out on?
I don't want to get too far into the details yet, because, no offense, I am still learning the ins and outs of your personalities and whether or not I can trust you fully. But I will say, I am from what you might consider a form of royalty.
I see.
With that, Zizix is gonna perk up, and can he roll insight to see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll insight, and then Lea Ponte can roll deception or persuasion, whichever is most applicable.
I'm not lying at all, so I'm not really making a deception here. I recognize this symbol, and I am being as honest as I'm comfortable being about my backstory right now.
Right, but I'm leaving that to the roll,
Yeah.
not to spoil the, you know.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if I was just straight up being honest, if you wanted me to still roll deception.
Deception or persuasion. That's why you had the choice.
That's gonna be a 10 for Leon Ponte on persuasion.
Okay.
And that is an 8 for Zizix.
Yeah, it seems like he's on the up and up, and doesn't seem to really have a hole in the story that he's said so far that you've noticed.
So then Zizix is gonna say, "So you mean to tell me that you have royalty riches and you wouldn't give me a gem?"
Leon Ponte will say, "My friend, that money is not my money. That life is not my life. I choose the life that I want to live, and I choose the money that I want to spend, and it is not from where I am from."
Zizix will sit back down.
And Leon Ponte would like to say to his friends, "I have seen people in previous towns that I do believe are keeping tabs on me, as you say, and trying to track me down and bring me back, for whether it be punishment or anything it may be. It is not somewhere I want to be. and that is why I've been avoiding them. But it seems that they have gotten closer than ever, and I do apologize in case this has put any of you, my dear friends, in any form of direct danger.
Well, do you think it's them who left us our notes as well?
I do not. I do believe they left Carcass's note.
So we just all happened to get left a note from random different people?
Leon Ponte will say, everyone except for Zizix, it would appear.
Andy's gonna look at the handwriting on her note and see if, and ask Vega, "Can I see yours?" and try to compare them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can Zizix kind of inspect the paper to see if it's at least this kind of the same parchment, I guess, to see if you can like match pieces up together?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. We'll do investigation for that one. And then when you're comparing the two notes, Andy, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like handwriting or what exactly?
Handwriting mostly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll insight for that one.
What was Zizix roll?
Natural 19 plus 6, so 25.
Okay. So you notice that while the handwriting looks different visibly, you see that there are certain nuances to certain vowels that look pretty much the same, and you can see the patterns there. But because you're not proficient in forgery, I assume, you can't say for certain exactly that these were written by the same person, if that were the case. What did you say, Zizix?
What was he having to roll for?
Investigation to compare parchments to see if they came from the same spine of notes.
That's 22.
So the parchments do look similar. There seems to be a little bit of inconsistencies between there, but it's very much different from the note that was left at the barkeeper.
So this looks like it's possibly the same, but this is not the same note or left by the same person as what Lysander and Eclipse had left.
Wait, did Zizix just pull out a note?
No, he still has his.
Oh, you were looking at that one. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was just looking at the two that were on the table.
Yeah, there's certain similarities in the handwriting, but not enough to decisively say it was written by the same person.
Leon Ponte will say, do you believe someone is perhaps setting a trap?
That's my concern. If people are looking for you and we all got notes the same night, that, they might know who you've been hanging out with and would like to find a way to trap your friends and therefore trap you.
I see. With my insight roll earlier, Leon Ponte would like to one last time lean over to Zizix and say, are you certain nothing was left for you, my friend? If they've seen all of us, they would have seen you. And a thief's mind, don't know who you can trust.
And Zizix will say, if someone left me a note, then my servant would have alerted me.
Fair. Leon Ponte would like to suggest meeting back here in an hour, and Leon Ponte would like to go walk about town and see if he can spot any of the people from his home watching him or looking for him in this town.
Okay, easy enough. What's the group think about reconvening in an hour?
Andy's fine with that. She's gonna ask the bartender about who might have come up and left notes and left.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with her to have that conversation with the bartender.
Carcass, are you going with Leoponte?
You would be invited.
Yes, I will go with Ponty.
All right. So that leaves Vega, Zizix, and Andy inside of the bar. And you're going to go approach the bartender and ask about people handing out notes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask. Did anyone come up to leave notes in the rooms and leave again last night?
Well, to tell you the truth, last night was very busy. Had a sale on the stew that we just got, and everyone loved it. So we were packed full. It was hard for me to tell.
I see. Okay. Well, do you know of anyone with the first initial S that might need help?
Oh, that scoundrel. I could think of one.
Who?
Well, he goes by the name of Stefan. And, well, if it was to you and you look like a woman of God, he's, pretty scandalous. Scandalous scoundrel Stefan.
Ah.
Triple S's. Can't think of anyone better.
Well, I see. Well, why would he want my help then?
Maybe to turn him to your Lord and Savior. Of which I am uncertain of. I'm not very versed in what relics you are wielding.
Helm.
You do not have a helmet on.
She's gonna just ignore that and keep going. Where can I find this Stefan person?
Well, right now you could probably find him, let's see, it's early enough. Yeah, he's probably helping the fishermen get ready to set out for the day.
Alright, thank you. Andy's gonna head that way.
Okay. And that leaves Zizix and Vega?
Yeah. Can you remind me exactly what my note said?
Yeah. It said, she lied about the book. Find me while you're in East Haven. The Crow.
Okay. Then I will ask the bartender, do you have any idea who the Crow might be?
And he's gonna kind of put his hand to his chin and kind of scratch. He says, well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Well, let's think here. And he's gonna really lean back and try to take it in. And he says, there's a number of thieves guilds that run about through town. I can't say that I've heard of one named the Crow, but I'd say that's a decent shot.
I see. Well, thank you.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be of more direct help.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And what would you guys like to do after this?
Zizix is gonna go back to his room.
Okay. Vega, are you heading out to try to search for some sort of thieves guild of sorts?
Yeah, I guess so. Although before I leave, I might ask the bartender if he would know of a way to get a note to Goodmead.
He says, you might send them with the mail couriers. We have a set of birds that head that way every morning. You can find them over by the stables.
All right, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
And I will head over to the stables first. I would have taken the time to write my note to Goodmead before I went to bed last night.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then we'll pick up with Zizix. What are you doing in your room?
So now that he's feeling concerned that because Leoponte keeps asking him about the note, he's gonna try and burn it.
Okay, yeah.
But he doesn't have fire on him or something that can make fire.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
So, what Zizek's kind of thought process here is he's going to try and create a little fire out of his shield.
Okay.
By casting Firebolt as low as he can.
Yeah. You can definitely do that. We'll call it a concentration check. So go ahead and roll a d20, and then we'll see how well you can cultivate. Actually, no. Let's make that Arcana. So add your Arcana bonus.
That's an 8.
So with that, you make a bit bigger of a flame than you had initially intended, and you kind of scald your hands or your gloves, and they kind of ignite just very briefly before you pat them out. But consider the note incinerated.
Okay. As he does that, he's probably gonna yell.
All right, and you're yelling just what? Ah, fire!
Yeah, something like that.
And the bartender's gonna burst in and with a bucket of ale, and he says, "Where's the fire?"
I'm gonna point at my shield.
And he's gonna just dump the whole bucket of ale on the shield. And he's like, didn't see it smoking, but there's smoke in the room. Huh. I see a bit of ash on the ground. I'd say you're all
The
set.
craziest thing just happened.
What just happened? Tell me all about it.
So, some fire just shot out of my shield. I couldn't quite help it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a dangerous shield. I mean, it's supposed to protect you from flames, not ignite you.
And Zizix is just gonna scratch his head and say, "Yeah, I'm still working on that. It's still a work in progress.
Well, best of luck to you. And
You know, they say a good defense is a good offense, right?
that's what they say. Yes. But do try not to set my tavern on fire. I would appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry." And he'll just
That's all right.
look at the ground.
All right. What are you gonna do after you burn the note? What do you got?
Gather my wares. Actually, before I leave, I'll probably cast Mending to on anything that was singed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to head back to the town hall to kind of investigate why there was no soup this morning.
Okay. And you will go ahead and head in that direction, which will take us to Andy, who is headed out towards the fishermen, and where they're getting ready for the day.
Andy's just going to approach the first person she sees, and she says, "Can you point me in the direction of someone named Stefan?"
Ah, the scandalous scoundrel Stefan. I know him. And he points you in the direction of scandalous scoundrel Stefan.
Lovely. And he's gonna make her way over to this scandalous scoundrel Stefan with the note in hand, and she's going to hold it up in front of his face and say, "Did you leave this at the inn?"
What's it to you?
What do you mean, what's it to me? It was left for me by someone with the first initial S. Is it your note?
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. All information comes at a price.
What price?
Well, couple gold would do it pretty good, I'd say. As he kind of grins at you, and you see that he has missing teeth and has kind of a scarred cheek line where he seems to have gotten into a few brawls in his day.
Andy just kind of sighs at him and forks over 2 gold.
Note ain't mine.
I'm gonna roll an insight.
All right.
It's a 9 plus 6, a 15.
And you kind of gaze deeply at him to try to get a read off of this scandalous scoundrel. He says, "You like what you see, but you're not seeing anything of him telling a lie."
Andy wrinkles her nose slightly and says, "I'm not checking you out. I'm making sure you're being honest. Do you know who might have left the note?"
Well, some would say information comes at a price
I just paid the price.
for the
So
note.
unless you want the next price to be a punch to your face, I suggest you start talking.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Okay. Oh, yes. Natural 20 plus 1.
Hi. No need to raise your fists, ma'am. Nothing to be had here in fisticuffs. No, I wouldn't have an idea of who would have left this. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No. Thank you. And she's going to turn on her heel and walk away.
And as you walk away, you hear a
She's going to turn back around and she's not going to lift her fist, but she's going to tighten it.
uh-huh.
And she's just going to stare him down. And she's going to say, "Walk away."
And he's gonna say, "What? That wind? Yeah, it's just whistling all day. It's just." And he turns around and continues his duties. And boy, that whistling wind, that's just, whew, it really cuts to the heart,
Walk faster!
And he walks away.
She'll go back to the inn, steaming slightly from the ears.
All right, and we will go to Vega.
Oh yeah.
And you are headed to the stables, where you're gonna mail off a letter, and then as you arrive, you see that there's a number of axe beaks in here, which is interesting, as you hadn't noticed axe beaks before here, or before today. They are Boca certified and very good looking animals that look capable of hauling off a very heavy payload. Could carry maybe 4 or 5 people easy. They're about the size of, I guess, what you would imagine a chocobo would be.
Well, that's cool.
And the stable master comes out. It's a female dwarf, and she says, "Hi, how can I help you?"
Well, I'm looking to send a letter to Goodmead.
Good mean, huh? I can do that for you. When do you need it to get there?
Just as soon as it can.
Well, with this weather, it might take a day or two, and but we could get it there for 2 silver.
I can oblige that.
Yeah, it pays the grain for the bird for the day, and any troubles that he has.
No problem. And I'll give her the 2 silver.
Is the name addressed onto it? And she kind of checks the front of the letter to see if it's addressed to anybody.
Yeah, it'll be addressed to the speaker of the town.
All right, everything's in order. Are you interested in any of these great creatures I just got in? 2 of them are mine. 2 of them just came in on tourists for the day.
I was gonna say, I didn't remember seeing them around here before.
Yeah, they're new. We just got them in from Bryn Shanda. But the 2 are for sale. 2 of them are not. Mighty fine creatures. Can help, no offense, but I don't think dogs would cut it for you.
Yeah, none taken. I understand. What does a creature like this run for?
Well, if you want to buy them outright, we're looking at about 100 gold. But your upkeep is going to be quite a lot of fish. They eat quite a bit. But if you wanted to rent for the day, and provided you return him for the day, you're looking at about 25 gold. Plus, you would have to feed him, and if you return him hungry, we're gonna have a talking.
All right. Well, I will keep that in mind and possibly be back.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
You'll hold me to me possibly being back? All right, I will let you.
And she says, "You bet I will." All right.
All right. Well,
So, where to after looking for the stable?
well, I would want to look for a thieves guild, but I also know that Lea Ponte would have way better idea of where to start doing that than I would, so I might just head back to wait until he shows back up.
All right. Well, if you wanted to take a little bit of time to take a look around or investigate while you're on your way back to the inn, you can make an investigation check, or if you'd rather just wait until Lea Ponte is back, you can wait till then.
I mean, I might try a little bit, but
All right. Go ahead and make the roll.
yeah.
Ten.
You ask around, and you ask someone maybe if they've seen anyone that maybe is on the low, on the more sketchy side of things, and the one person that you do ask says, "Well, if you ask me, that bucktooth motherfucker over there looks really sketchy."
I forget. I've been so enthralled by him every time. Have I been around?
I don't think anyone's communicated with Timmy the Tooth other than Carcass and Leon Ponte.
Nope.
Okay. Then I will say, well, thank you, and I'll go approach the bucktooth motherfucker.
And as you start to approach, are you doing it stealthily or boldly? What's your demeanor?
Kind of somewhere between. I'm not trying to sneak up, but I don't want to walk up like a cocky asshole and scare him away either.
Okay,
so
for
I'll
sure.
just kind of walk up slowly, and whenever he notices me, kind of wave at him. And
So as you start to approach and his eyes meet yours, his eyes kind of get wide and looks away.
When I see that, I'll say, hey there, friend. Mind if I have a word?
Well, it depends, I guess. What kind of words are you having, sir, that I have no idea who you are?
Okay. Have you heard of any person or group that goes by the Crow?
You're looking for a group that goes by the Crow, eh?
My best guess is it's a group. It could just be a person. I don't know.
Let me think about this for a second. And instead of, most people put their hand on their chin and kind of stroke what facial hair they have there, he actually puts his fingers on his teeth and he starts stroking his two front teeth up and down.
Nate was literally just saying, I hope he does that.
That's fantastic.
And he says, well, if I think hard enough, I can think of an individual who is from, what's that town's name? Dugan's Hole? I would say, there's a man that goes by the Crow. But, what kind of individual were you expecting to find?
Well, I'm not sure. I was left a note, and it was signed by the Crow.
Oh, well, that's not it, because that Crow is illiterate. Unless he has an accomplice, and maybe his accomplice is here. This is interesting, my friend.
Do you know of anyone in this town
I know of many people in this town.
who has worked with him in the past?
Let me think about this for a minute. I can't say that I have, but I bet I know someone who might.
And who might that be?
Well, as you well know, information around here comes at a price.
Oh, is that so?
That is so.
Hold on.
I'm holding on to the tip of my teeth.
Wonderful.
They are quite large.
I had not noticed.
Thank you, it's quite rude to point that out. But I embrace it, it's a lifestyle.
I'll flip him a silver piece.
And he takes the silver piece and he looks it over and he bites it. Genuine. Well, your informant is me, sir. I have worked with the Crow before. You have found out my secret.
Did you write this fucking note?
Well, as we well know, information comes at a price.
You know what? You keep trying to shake me down. And you might not have those pretty teeth anymore, bud.
You can't take away my livelihood.
Then just tell me what I want to know and stop trying to get fucking money out of me.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Six.
All right. You don't have to threaten the livelihood of my good devilish looks. I didn't write the note. I've never worked with a Crow. I'll tell you what you want to know. But let me tell you, the Crow is from Dugan's Hole. So if you're looking for him here, then that means that he's traveled in this heavy weather. If he's left you that note, I would say that you would need to take a look at the wet trout, because what do birds like more than fish? And where would they stay but for somewhere that is a fish that is wet?
What the fuck did any of that mean? Is the wet trout an inn?
The wet trout, my friend, is a tavern. And that tavern is on the far north reaches of town, over by the shoreline. Once you reach the White Lady Inn, you're on the wrong side of town. You just keep on going down the shoreline, and you make it. It's gonna be right there.
Wonderful.
Ah, yes. They're out of mead, though, so that's a downer.
I'd love to say it's been a pleasure, but I try not to lie, and then I'm gonna walk away.
Well, it's been a pleasure too, friend, and I'm a liar all the time.
Yeah, I got that impression.
Alright. And we're gonna make our way to Leoponte and Carcass, who are wandering about town. What is your direction at the moment?
Leon Ponte would like to make his way past the city or town hall from earlier and just take a glance and see what he sees.
So, what you see here is that the town hall seems to be crowded with people, and you see at the center of it that there are two large barrels of what smells like a delicious stew, and there's people out there handing out stew just freely to people who are coming about.
Fantastic. Leo Ponte would like to return to the inn.
Okay. Go ahead and make a
And,
perception check.
Make a perception check.
Yep.
That's going to be an 18.
So as you're making your way through town and you kind of get a lay of what's going on around the town hall, you catch a brief glimpse of some sort of black cape that's in your peripheral, but you can't get a glance at it. Whenever you turn, it just seems to be fleeting from your vision.
Is it am I certain enough that I'm seeing? Am I certain I'm seeing it, or if it's just a thing in my eye?
In the back of your mind, you feel like you're certain you're seeing it.
Then Leon Ponte would like to tell Carcass to go back to the inn and wait for me there. I have some things I need to do.
Okay, Carcass will go to inn and wait for you.
Leon Ponte will give him a quick scratch on the neck, and then Leon Ponte will continue to walk and keep an eye on this cloaky figure.
Okay. So as you start to walk about town, and you're keeping an eye on this cloaky figure that seems to just be in your peripheral, I want you to make another perception check.
That's going to be an 18 again.
You actually don't see anything this time.
Huh. Leon Ponte would like to continue further into town to see if he can find another bar or inn that he has not been at yet. And while walking, he's just going to smoke his pipe.
So, you start walking through town and kind of perusing the residential area that you're currently in, making your way towards the center of town. You turn and make a left, and you're met by the bald, scarred face of this pale woman staring at you with a slight grin.
Do I recognize this woman?
You recognize this woman as the woman who is in Bryn Shander.
Oh no. Leon Ponte is going to stop in his tracks and say, "It appears that you have found me."
And she continues to smile. She turns her head sideways, almost in a tilt like a dog would, but with a more sinister overtone. And she raises her arm and looks at her noble regalia that she has on her sigil, showing that that she is from Neverwinter.
Ah, right. Leon Ponte is going to stand his ground for a moment and wait for her to make a move. His hand is for sure creeping towards his rapier.
And as your hand, let's see, make a sleight of hand check.
Nat 20, bitch.
Woo! And so she continues to look, and she brings her hand towards her cloak, and she wields her knife.
She wields a knife. Okay, as soon as I see that, can I just get like an opportunity attack since
Yep,
I like
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You beat her to the punch.
Yeah, I bet that misses. That's an 8.
That will miss as your initial grasp to try to quick draw her as already being behind has thrown you off just a little bit, and she sidesteps, and then she looks right back at you and smiles deeply, and she swings her dagger at you with a 10 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
She swings her dagger and tries to pierce you right into the stomach, and you're able to dodge out of the way, just quickly missing the tip of the blade. I would like you both to roll initiative at this point.
I would also like to make note that I'm going to be shouting for the guards at first chance. As much attention as I can get. Yeah.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second
And-
here.
Yeah. Initiative's going to be 17.
Actually, you know what? We're at our break. Let's go ahead and take our break here. We're back. We're going to jump back into combat here shortly. Let's see. So we've got a number of 3 chatters that are not in the party themselves because I'm not going to give them free games. Sorry, guys. But we'll go ahead and do the giveaway at the end no matter what with who's left. So what we'll do now is I actually need to... Everybody said they were here, right?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. Very good, very good. So we will pick up in combat.
Cool. Now you got my 17
Got
for
your
initiative,
17.
right? Cool.
Give me 1 second just so I can track HP here in a second. So this will be hide. All right. We got a 17. We'll see what she gets. Not very good. All right. So we will go to you with the first. Whoa. Everything just bugged out here. What was that? Alright, that glitch is hopefully done. So, Lea Ponte, you will have the first shot.
First, Leon Ponte, he's intending to run away here in a moment, but he would like to take at least one swing at her with his rapier before he does so.
Okay, go ahead and take your shot.
An 11?
That will miss, unfortunately. Now you're going to try to run away?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Sure will.
Oh, wait, actually, can I disengage as a bonus action?
Yeah, you can.
I'd like to do that. And then just begin as far as I can, start running and shouting, the guards, guards, there's a crazy woman right there trying to kill people.
Okay. How far are you running? What's your speed? 30?
Yeah, I think I can go for now. Hold on. Yeah, 30.
Okay. And on her turn, she is going to pull out her crossbow. And she is going to roll to attack. It's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that got me.
Okay. That is going to be 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need a Constitution saving throw.
Does a 21 save?
Just barely.
Okay.
So you'll take half damage of 7d6. That's gonna be a 12. That's total. That's with your half.
That's the damage?
Yep.
Yeah, she sinks this arrow into me and I just fucking fall, bro. I'm
No. Oh no. And then she runs into what seems to be some sort of shadowy alleyway and departs. Because as she was about to advance, she sees the guards starting to advance onto the position as you guys were near the town hall whereabouts, and she dips away thinking that she marked her kill, and she evades. Meanwhile, you're getting the immediate aid of those surrounding you. And
So,
go
do
ahead.
I need to make that saving throw or anything?
Right now, let's see. Give me a D100 roll first.
64?
Okay. So in your immediate vicinity, you find you find 3 people who are coming to your immediate aid. And they are giving you the help action to try to make sure that you have it, you're able to live through this. You hear them coming about, and they pull the arrow out of your back, and they look at it and they say it's been poisoned. Oh no. And they start to assist you. So go ahead and make a death saving throw with advantage.
With advantage, that's a 19. Without the advantage, it would have been a nat 1.
Oh, very lucky. Very lucky. So at this point, the people around you, they're saying, "Oh, I don't have anything. Does he have anything?" And they start to look through your belongings, and they're gonna roll investigation. And one of them says, "Ah, he has a health potion." And they open it and they cork it, decork it, and they pour it into your mouth as their action. And you'll gain 4 hit points.
Copy that.
And you may remove 1 health potion from your inventory.
Copy that.
And you will come to and gain consciousness. You are not poisoned because you saved on the saving throw. But
Cool.
damn, that took a bite.
Leon Ponte is going to stand, dust himself off from the snow, look around at the people and say, gentlemen? And then Leon Ponte is going to keep heading towards that direction in town.
And they're gonna say,
Like,
"Hey,
literally nothing happened.
and they're gonna say, "Are you okay? Like that? You just got shot, man."
Leon Ponte will turn around but keep walking and say, my friends, are any of us okay? Are we not all getting shot in our own way? Haha, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know those words were going to rhyme.
Oh man. And they kind of look back at you astounded, and they just watch Leoponte walk off into the town backdrop sunset, if you will. Sunrise, even. Oh, close call, man.
Yeah, that was spooky.
Spooky. Alright. So let's see. What else do we got here? You also find yourself lighter 10 gold.
Someone pickpocketed me while I was down?
Yep. One of them was.
Do I remember the faces of the people?
Well, considering the near-death situation that you just had, I don't know if you would.
All right, fair. I'll keep heading towards. I'm just looking for a new bar, a new tavern on the other side of town.
So the only tavern that you know on the other side of the town, because you're from East Haven, would be the Wet Trout.
Yeah, I'm heading to the Wet Trap.
Okay. Let's see. So then, that would bring us to... I think Zizix was headed to the inn, and was Andy going to the inn?
Zizix was going to the town hall.
You were going to the town hall. Okay.
Yeah, Andy's back at the end, but I don't particularly have anything else to pursue on her at the moment, so feel free to pass me.
Okay. So, Zizix, walking about town. Going to the town hall. You catch glimpses of all these people surrounding these barrels, and you see that they're essentially handing out the stew made from the cauldron.
Question: will Zizix cross my line of sight at any point?
No, you'd be in the opposite direction from where he was coming.
Okay.
And that altercation happened to the east of Town Hall, and he's coming from the north. So that would have been missed just narrowly.
Okay.
So Zizix is going to kind of just take notice to see if they're like collecting money or anything like that while they're giving out the soup.
Go ahead and roll perception.
That's 12.
You don't see any money being taken.
Okay. So then he's going to kind of go up to the line to the people handing out the soup and ask if, hey guys, do you guys need a hand?
And the guards they look to you and they say, "Oh, no, we're taking breaks and on a rotation. We're lessening up the security measures around here just to help disperse all this food. We're working on a third barrel right now to put up the south side of town."
Ah, good.
It's a lot better than just, sitting around doing nothing, trying to catch petty criminals.
Yeah, isn't it nice to like help people instead of trying to catch people all the time?
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoy catching the the one rebel that wants to make a name for themselves and crush their dreams. But this is a fine reprieve from that.
Oh yes, absolutely. Well,
Would you like a bowl?
oh, I would love one.
And they pour you a bowl and they say, just when you're done, just put them in the pile over there. And he points back to a large pile of wooden bowls that seem to have been put into a crate. And you see a crate coming out from what looks like a few residential areas as people have pitched in to try to wash out all the bowls that have been used.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Do you guys need a hand cleaning these bowls?
And he says, well, the missus, since all they do is beck and moan all day, decided that they would help too and wash all the dishes that are used and earn a little bit of coin from the town speaker.
Well, I can do something to even help things out better.
What would you like to do?
So Zizix is going to summon his unseen servant again.
Yeah.
And is going to command the servant to assist with transporting the bowls to and from the cleaning stations and assisting with any kind of duties like that.
Okay, yeah, very good. And then would you like to insist on helping on handing out food?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And they'll gladly take the help if you're really insistent. They didn't need the help, but if you're offering, they'll take it.
If they kind of insisted that they really didn't need the help, I would go probably to the town speaker and see if he has kind of a lab or a workshop that I could do some things in.
Oh, okay. So let's see. He does not have any spare facilities at the moment, he tells you. Unfortunately, we are pretty overpopulated as it is, and we've made use of every nook and cranny that we can.
Well, that's not a problem. Well, I'll just go back to the food line, and if anyone needs a hand, then that's where I'll be.
Okay. And as you're going back to the food line and you start helping out, handing out food and bowls to people, who's but in line but this individual with extremely long front teeth. He says, good sir. I would like one bowl of stew, please.
Oh, absolutely. And here, and he'll hand the soup.
My, this is tasty, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely is. Is it warm enough? Do you need it hotter?
Oh, it's very warm, thank you.
Of course.
So, how is it that you made such a stew? I assume you made this? Or are you just handing it out?
Well, I helped make it, but at this point, I'm just helping hand it out because I no longer am needed to assist.
I see. Well, this is a very noble thing of you. It's very nice that you've done this.
Well, I'm just trying to make the world a better place.
Oh, how noble of you. That's very nice. Very nice indeed. Now, someone who is so nice is surely hiding something.
What do you mean? As he's handing food to other people.
Well, could be anything. But maybe it's nothing. Forgive me. I seem to suspect the worst in people when they seem overly good.
Well, sir, I'm just handing out food.
I see that. And you're doing it very well.
Well, I mean, the barrel's a little bit big, but, I think I need a step stool.
I bet you could find one.
Well, I think I probably could. But there's so many people to feed, I can't just leave now.
Well, how about I give you my good deed for the day and I find you a little step stool?
I mean, that would be great.
All right. I'll come back and I'll find you with a step stool.
Well, aren't you just swell? What's your name?
My name's Timmy. Timmy the Tooth.
Well, nice to meet you, Timmy.
And, what's your name?
Oh, my name doesn't matter.
Well, if I was to give you mine, then it's kind of rude to not tell me yours.
Well, if that's how you feel, my name is Zizix.
I shouldn't have asked.
Owner and operator of Zizix's Zontical Zone.
What's that supposed to be?
Well, I make gadgets and gizmos and zinkles and whatchajiggers.
And where's this shop at?
Well, I'm kind of in between places right now. My last base of operations was in Karadunaval. I have a lab there.
You have a lab in that town?
Yes, sir.
Whereabouts?
In the castle.
Oh, never mind.
Well, why do you ask?
I have my reasons. I'll be back with your step stool. And he starts to waddle away.
He'll just naively say, oh, okay, thank you.
Spoiler alert, he never returns with the step stool.
I figured.
All right.
Timmy.
And, Carcass, we never finished up what you were doing as you were told to go back to the inn.
Yes, I am sitting at the inn just waiting for my friend Pointed to return.
Alright, so you did go to the inn. And, who do you see but, Andy and Vega returning?
Oh, hello.
Andy or Vega, you see Carcass sitting in the tavern as you guys return.
Carcass, how are you?
Oh, the carcass is good.
Yeah. Did you have something to eat?
Oh no, I do not have any money.
Oh, I'll get you something. And Andy is gonna go. They're serving soup, correct?
No, today it's knucklehead trout with a poached egg on top.
Ah, well, we'll do that then, I guess. And she'll get 3 for Carcass and 1 for herself, which she will eat quickly before returning to Carcass.
1 for Vega, or is Vega going to fend for himself?
Oh yeah, she'll get 1 for Vega. She'll just get everybody.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind.
So you return after scarfing down yours and returning with 4 plates of knucklehead trout. Keep wanting to say salmon. Knucklehead trout, and give 3 to Carcass, 1 to Vega.
I thought Vega was heading to that other tavern, the Wet Trout, as well, wasn't he?
I hadn't really said.
Oh, I thought I heard you say that. My bad.
Well, no, he had mentioned that tavern to me, and I hadn't really said if I was going there or back to the inn. But I probably would be heading to that one.
Yeah,
actually,
because
now
you
that I
guys
think
did
about it.
say you would reconvene in an hour here, so you probably would have came back to this inn before going to check out that one.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'll say happened.
Works for me.
All right. Anything else up for discussion? Since you guys have rendezvoused here earlier than everyone else.
No, not that Andy would really mention. She'll probably just say, I think my note's a dead end. Did you find anything?
Well, I'm not sure about mine yet. I might have to go check at the other tavern here in town. But I figured I wouldn't be able to do that before we were supposed to meet back up, so.
Yeah. Well, if you need any company, just let me know.
I might take you up on that.
All right. And if that's that, then we'll go back to Leoponte, who had a close call with death, but finds himself just outside of the Wet Trout.
So, did you say this was kind of the seedier place people hang out?
This is, yeah, I would say so.
So, it stands to reason I might know a peep or two in here.
It's quite possible, yeah.
Yeah, Leon Ponte will enter.
Okay. And you enter the Wet Trout, and it's it's kind of what you'd expect it would be. It's pretty popular with the fishermen for the most part. And the bartender is a dragonborn of the white variety, and she comes up to you and says, "What can I get for you?"
Leon Ponte will say, what's good here?
Well, since we're out of mead, I'd say the ale.
I will take 1 ale, please.
I haven't seen you around here in a while. What brings you in?
Ah, my friend. How do you answer a question like that? What brings me in? Are we not already in the place that we were when we were brought there? Eh?
And she kind of just nods, and she says, "Here you go, 3 silver."
Yeah, I paid 3 silver.
Yeah, well, if there's anything else, and she kind of dismisses you at this point, as she's not one to listen to theoreticals and stuff like that.
Leon Ponte is going to sit and patiently drink his drink, And is there a window facing the city that I could sit near to look out and see if the party is heading my way? Like, just not like looking right now, but like I want to sit at a window looking out into the city, so that way if the party heads this way, I can see them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you could, definitely.
Cool, then I will park it there and load my pipe and drink my ale.
All right. So that'll bring us back to Zizix, who spent the last 30 to 45 minutes outside of the town hall serving food. What would you like to do?
How's the barrel going?
You're about halfway through.
Okay. At this point, I will probably see if someone else can take over, so I can go and find the next kind of barrel and see, where it is, how long it's going to take, and see about getting it wheeled out.
Okay. So you head into the town hall, and right now, it seems to be fairly empty. A lot of its inhabitants that are normally here are outside helping, and the rush of the free food seems to be keeping people's minds at bay. And you enter and you see Deneth Whalen kind of standing towards the side of the door where the cauldron was kept. And he says, Zizix, you've returned.
Oh yes, I was just stopping by just to see how everything was going.
It's going pretty well, but unfortunately we've tapped everything for the day. It won't produce anymore. As he motions over to the cauldron, he says, we got 3 barrels out of it, but looks like that's the end of it that it can do.
Yeah, that's what I had found out as well. So, I guess I didn't realize that you had already made all of it.
Yeah, we set out 3 barrels this morning. Once we'd expended its usage last night, what we had done was left a barrel of water inside, so when it came dawn, it would have been stew.
That's a great idea.
And this thing kept pretty warm. It seemed like it had turned from stew to water, or from water to stew in quite a short time. And the woman that is handing out or tending to the cauldron, she says, "Oh yes, this is a great piece of magic here, and we're very fortunate that you found it."
Well, I'm just glad that it's going to good use and helping out a lot of people. And I'm really glad to see that you're not charging people outside.
Yes, that was my idea, to not charge the first time, but we will charge a minor fee, just to help with people earning their way and helping hand out the food and washing of the dishes and such. This is stimulative. It's a stimulation of the economy here, essentially.
And Zizix will just kind of mull that over in his head and say, "That makes sense to me."
And the woman is going to come up, and she's going to leave the room quickly, and she opens up the door, and 5 individuals walk in who look to be well armed. And she looks to the speaker, and she looks to you, and she says, "I'm glad you got the use out of the cauldron, but we'll be taking it now." And who but walks in but Timmy the Tooth, stroking his teeth. And he says, "Yes, the cauldron is ours, and we will take it now."
No, you won't.
And the woman looks to you and says, "We don't want to hurt anybody. We're just taking the cauldron to a town that needs it. Now, if you would, please drop your weapons and comply, and this will all be over."
Which town do you think needs it?
That's an undisclosed town that is not for you to know. And Timmy the Tooth will speak up and shush the woman, say, I'll take this. And Timmy says, "Zethix, my friend Zethix, you need to just comply and listen to what we are saying. We don't want to hurt anyone, but I'm not opposed to it. But I think Speaker Deneth Whalen would be happier if we left him a good bit of gold and went on our way with this cauldron." And the woman, while he's talking, comes up from behind and shuts the door, and the 4 other guards, they start to approach on you, and they start to approach on the speaker. And when they approach on the speaker, they have their hands on their weapons, and they restrain him, and they start to bound him up in a rope. What would you like to do?
So you said that the gods did that? So like the gods that were like
No, these are different individuals that were very well armed.
and the lady that was talking was the one that was creating the food, I
Yep.
guess. Zizix is gonna say, "Timmy, do you know how to work that thing?"
I say no, but she does. She made all the food this morning. It's a brilliant plan. All we had to do was buy her off.
What would you think if I told you that she doesn't know anything?
Well, I'm going to say you're sexist.
I activate my sexist trap card.
Oh my gosh, okay. Zizix is gonna say, "I don't mean anything like that. I mean that she doesn't know how to work the magic behind that cauldron."
Well, if she doesn't, and if I can't figure it out, there are surely smarter people who know how to do it. But again, I ask, please, drop your weapons. You can keep your weapons. They will be given to you once you are released.
If you tell me which town deserves this more,
Well, if we're talking from a moral standpoint, then I would simply point to a town that is not East Haven, as East Haven has taken it upon themselves to strip the fisheries away from Caer Dineval, did they not? That is a place that you call home. Why would they deserve it more than anyone else?
I never said that they did.
And convince me to tell you exactly where we are going and why that divulging this information would benefit me.
Because how will I know where to find you in case, some things might happen to that cauldron?
Alright, so go ahead and roll persuasion or deception depending on what you're doing, and I will roll insight.
That's a 15 for deception.
All right. I see your points. If I were to tell you, you can, we can reach out and meet in the city of Targos if things go wrong.
Is that your base of operations?
Um, that is where we were contracted. Yes.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, I'm but a 3-foot gnome against a small army.
A small regiment, if it were.
I guess I have no choice.
All right. And Zizix, trust me, I am very happy to see you lay down your weapons and concede to this, and it brings me no joy to have to tie you up, though I've never tied up a little gnome. Just how much rope can I get away with and not using because these tiny little fingers?
Why do you have to tie me up?
Well, we have to put you in the dungeon. And they're going to go ahead and
No!
they're going to try and tie you up. And,
He's gonna swim as much as possible.
okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
That's 10.
And you're managing to overpower Timmy the Tooth, and he says, hey, you, big guy, come give me a little bit of assistance here.
And at that, Zizix is gonna start running to the front door of the town hall, I guess.
Okay, so there are 3 guards left, including the woman, so 2 guards and the woman that you would have to go through to get to there. So they're going to try and catch you as you dart your way through. So what is your method of darting? Is it going to be acrobatic? Is it going to be athletic? Is it going to be... let's see. I can give you insight to try to fake them out, and try, or let's do deception to try to fake them out and give you a way.
Yeah, let's try and Sherlock Holmes this.
So deceiving them?
Well, you know, like how he calculates everything in his head before he actually does it.
Okay.
So I would probably going to use acrobatics because, you know, I'm trying to be dexterous and, you know, avoid the grabs and stuff, you know.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and have you make acrobatics check against their strength check.
How many times do I need to do it?
We'll do it one by one.
Okay, first one is at 21.
Okay, very nice. The big guy tries to come over and grab you in a bear hug maneuver, but you're able to actually fling yourself over his arm and over to the side, and you're up against the left wall, running as fast as you can. The second guard comes across and tries to cut you off. And go ahead and make another check.
That's a 10.
This one actually gets a little bit ahead of himself and runs directly into the wall while trying to stop, but can't, and bashes his head into the wall and falls still. And you are able to cut to the right and try to make a break to get past the last woman in the room as she assumes the position of what you would see a soccer goalie do. Go ahead and make your last check.
Okay, one sec.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
And you are able to actually use your strength and just bowl through this woman and push her out of the way. And you make your break through the door. What would you like to do as you exit the
and
door?
I'm just gonna start screaming.
Oh shit.
Guards! Guards! They're stealing the cauldron!
And they're gonna look, and they're gonna look to each other, and they're gonna say, "What?" And they're gonna start to amass right next to you, and look inside, and they see the guards and how they've tied up the speaker, and they're gonna say, "Release it!" And Timmy the Tooth is gonna step forward and say, "No."
That asshole.
But here, shortly after this confrontation happens, we're going to leave that on a little bit of a cliffhanger. And at this time, Vega and Andy, are you headed to the Wet Trout? And are you taking Carcass with you?
Yeah, I guess so. If
Were we
No.
told anything about the wet trout?
Vega
I
was going to
planning on
go.
checking it out,
Oh, okay.
but I was gonna try and wait for. We were all supposed to meet back up here, but if no one else has showed up besides us,
Yep, that is the case.
then yeah, I'd say we should just go check it out now rather than sitting here waiting.
That's fine with me.
Oh, Pointy told me to meet him here.
Well, you can stay here if you want to, buddy, but you can come with us too if you want.
Oh, I have a lot of food now, thanks to And here.
That is true.
Well,
You
do you want to finish your food and then come? I can wait with you if you'd like.
Oh no, you can go ahead. When Pointy shows up, we will meet you there.
Okay.
All right. And with that, you guys leave the tavern and make your way to the Wet Trout. Anything you would like to do on the way there?
sing a stupid song.
Sing a stupid song. Got it.
Andy's gonna pretend she doesn't know him.
And you guys make your way to the Wet Trout, where Leah Ponte waits inside and sees Vega and Andy. Yes.
I would have left that first glance and tried to avoid going the other way around them as best as possible.
Okay. Duly noted. So as you guys arrive, make a perception check versus Leah Ponte's stealth.
Okay, stealth. That's going to be a 17.
Nobody expects the ninja smoke bomb. And to keep
Yeah, throw it
dropping
right in their
dice.
face.
Well, no, you don't use a ninja smoke bomb like a poisoned bowl of soup.
Joke. Poison bowl soup.
Andy, did you get a perception roll?
Yeah. It's a 13 total.
And then Leah Ponte, your stealth.
Yeah, that was a 17.
Wait, who got a? Did you get a 17 on perception, Vega?
No, I haven't told you mine yet.
Oh, okay.
I got a 16.
Okay. So just barely, Leah Ponte is able to avoid the party, and you guys find yourselves at the Wet Trout, where a pale dragonborn greets you and says, "Can I get your nail?"
Yeah, you know what? That sounds great.
Sure.
And she does get you the ale very quickly, and she says, "That'll be 5 silver."
Andy will pay
Feast.
for it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just for both.
Yeah, Andy will take care of it, and she'll put out 7 silver.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Of course.
What brings you guys to the Wet Trout?
well, I was told I might be able to find some information about someone who calls himself the Crow.
The Crow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a tale for sure. Are you certain that this is a real person?
No, I'm not, but I was left a note, and that's who signed it.
Can I see the note?
Yeah, sure.
And she'll take the note and kind of look it over and say, "Who wrote this? Do they even know how to work a quill?"
Yeah, beats the shit out of me.
Well, maybe you're working with one of those awakened crows.
What do you mean?
Now, rumor has it that some evil druids have been running rampant in the wilderness around here, and giving sentience to wild animals.
That's interesting.
And it never turns out well, so I assume if you're being blackmailed, you might be being blackmailed by an actual crow.
Well, this doesn't strike me as blackmail per se. It's just, it seems like it's trying to intrigue me.
I'd never trust a crow to work in nothing but its own interest.
Above table, as a druid, would I know if crows do tend to be sketchy?
So you know that crows are very smart and probably too smart for their own good, and they probably in the nature of self-preservation as a wild animal, they would look out for themselves more than anything else, and because they are more intelligent in nature, they are more capable of doing so.
Okay. So if they're too smart for their own good, then I probably can relate to them pretty hard, because that's how Vega feels about himself.
Sure.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for the information. I guess I'll keep my eyes out for a fucking crow that looks like he wants to talk.
All right. Well, best of luck with that. I'm sure that's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try and not think about it unless it presents itself to me.
Andy kind of smirks quizzically.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Andy and say, yeah, this is all a fucking dead end. This just feels weird, and like something is off.
Agreed. I think maybe this all ties into whoever is pursuing Leon Ponte. I'm concerned about him.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all got notes at the same time. They were obviously given to us by the same person, with the exception of the note left for us by Lysander. And but I don't know. All the other notes were obvious. It's too coincidental that we would all get a note
On the same night from different people. Yeah, it is very weird.
Except apparently for Zizix, which he's also been giving me some suspicions.
Yeah, I mean, he was chill with eating
lately.
people. That's a little weird.
So I don't know. He may have even gotten a note and just didn't fucking tell us about it, but not that it really matters, because I don't know if there's even much to these notes at this point.
I don't know. I think it has something to do with Leon Ponte's pursuers. If they know who he is and they're leaving him notes, that's probably why we have notes too.
Yeah, I would say so. But I have no idea what their agenda would be in the notes that they left us.
Right.
Unless
Me neither.
it was to get us away from him so that they could take him.
You might be right. We should probably find him.
Yeah, we need to find him now. Because that's the only thing I can think of is if we were distracted trying to find out what these notes meant for us, then that would leave him vulnerable to them. We should try and find him as soon as we can.
Yeah. Do you know where he was headed?
No, I don't.
Well, he said he was going to meet Carcass back at the other end. Maybe we should go back there?
Yeah, but we've been there for a while and he
Hasn't shown up. I'm worried now.
Either way, we're not doing any good here, so let's
go look for him.
And I'm gonna chug the rest of my ale and walk to the door.
Okay, very good. Keeping with you guys as you arrive. Actually, Leon Ponte, where are you?
Leon Ponte is heading back to the hall to see how the progress is going.
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and follow that up at the moment. So, as you arrive, you see that Zizix is rallying the guards to try to halt the caper that is in progress. And the guards are fully aware, and they're starting to take charge and head into the town hall. And you see Zizix. What exactly are you doing?
I'm running out and yelling, Carcass! Carcass, where are you?
And that's what you see, Leon Ponte. You guys there?
Sorry, we're having some internet problems.
Uh-oh.
I think we're back.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So Zizix is gonna yell out, Carcass! Carcass, where are you?
And that's what you see. You see Zizix yelling out for help from Carcass.
Leon Ponte will shout to Zizix and say, Zizix, come here!
Oh, Leon Ponte! Where? We need him.
Leon Ponte will say to Zizix that Carcass is at the Wet Trout or whatever, the last tavern I just came from, and point that direction and say, go get him, hurry!
Okay. You go over there and help.
Leon Ponte says, I'm going over there to do something. I just don't know what it is yet. Leon Ponte will head off towards the hall.
All right. And Zizix, are you headed to the wet trap to go get Carcass?
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Leoponte, what are you doing?
So, what do I see when I get in there?
So when you get up to there, you see that there are 3 guards inside. You see a total of 6 people pulling out the cauldron from that room, and you see the speaker, Daneth Whalen, tied up in the back of the room with the woman holding a dagger to his neck.
Leon Ponte would like to shout to the guards. This is and I'll roll persuasion or deception, whatever you want.
Yep.
Say, this is merely a distraction. They are setting explosives out on the other side of town. These guys know nothing. This is merely a distraction, and point the other way.
Okay, so go ahead and roll persuasion or deception, whichever you feel that you are doing right now. Did we lose you guys again?
No, that's gonna be a 17. I was doing some math.
Oh, gotcha. So, yeah, all 3 of the guards, they look to you and they say, what? They're trying to blow up the fishing area? Where we have our boats?
Yes. Hurry, now!
And
then Leon Ponte will draw his rapier and say, I will handle them.
And these guards, they look at you and they look to Deneth, and Deneth says, "Go. He's trustworthy." And the guards take off from the building, and they head out to go seek out the explosives that are being set.
So there's no guards here now?
Right. And they left the door open.
Leon Ponte, I will go close the door, turn to Timmy and say, hurry, and take him with you. We will figure him out later.
And Timmy says, Leoponte, I've had a lot of trouble with your friends, but let me tell you this. We're not in the business of kidnapping today. We're leaving him locked up in the dungeon, okay?
Leon Ponte will agree. He'll say, okay.
Now, I need one last thing from you.
Oh my god, Timmy, what do you need?
I need you to go outside, calm everyone down, and proudly announce that the Eagles have landed.
Okay, and what will happen when I say the Eagles have landed?
Leoponte, how many times must I say it? This is need-to-know information.
But Leon Ponte will go outside and he'll do it.
Okay. So you go outside and what do you say?
I say, people of East Haven. I'll close the doors behind me too, just so they can't see what's going on. I will say to all of the people, I will say, my friends, all is well, all is calm. Everything has been a false alarm, a misunderstanding, if you will. The eagle has landed, as they say.
And as you say the words, the eagle has landed, you hear a big flapping sounds coming from the air as 3 axe beaks descend from over the back of the town hall with a large sled. And the door busts open, and 4 of the guards are carrying this cauldron. And they put the cauldron onto the sled. 3 of the guards squeeze into the cauldron itself. Timmy the Tooth takes the reins and he says, "See ya, motherfuckers, we're out of here."
Can Leon Ponte try to grab on as it takes off?
Absolutely.
That's what he'll do. What would you like for that?
Dexterity.
Okay. That'll be 15.
Yeah, that's enough to be able to grab onto the heavily weighed down cauldron, and the axe beaks take off and they charge out of town, piercing through the snow like a bulldozer and casting a wake of snow in its way, and it starts to head out of town.
Do we go within anywhere with near the inn where Carcass was?
No. That is not in the trajectory of leaving town.
Okay. I just, at the best of my ability, as loud as I can, hoping possibly, I'm just gonna shout, "Carcass, make haste!" and hope he hears it.
Unfortunately, he will not hear that.
It is what it is. I'll drop a bunch of. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll drop a meat hunk. The rest of my meat hunks every 100 yards in the direction we're moving.
Okay. And you guys head out of town using the east way, and you reach the far reaches of town and make your exit. Unless you wanted to hop off before you left town.
No, I mean, the dude saw my face. This is kind of my only option right now, so I'm riding with. I'll figure it out.
Alright. So that brings us to Zezix, who has arrived to the Wet Trout.
He's gonna look straight for Carcass. Does he see him?
Carcass is not here.
Well, crap. Zizix will go up to the barkeep and say, excuse me, good sir, have you seen the big Minotaur?
I haven't seen one of those today.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try the other inn. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. Just be easy on the door. You came in on a haste, and I don't want to replace the door, but whatever.
Oh, I can fix that if you needed me to.
The love of oral goes with you.
Okay. And Zizix is just gonna make haste out of the inn towards the
Okay.
other inn.
And the other inn, I believe, did you guys go back to the inn to just wait it out?
No, we were walking around looking for Leon Ponte.
Okay. So you guys would run into a group of guards that are running towards the shoreline. You and Vega would run into them.
Andy's gonna ask them, what's wrong? What's going on?
Insurgents. They've arrived, and they're trying to blow up our fishing supplies.
Andy's gonna run with them.
Surely this is a ploy from Caer Dinaval, who is not happy of our situation. And take off running towards the shoreline. You guys keep running, and running, and running, and running.
Wow.
Love
Well,
it.
that's stuck in my head now. Not mad about it.
You're welcome.
And you guys make it to the shoreline, and you see that all the fishermen are business as usual, and you see scandalous Stefan over there, and he says, oh shit, sees the guards, and he starts to very quickly walk away from your general direction.
Andy's gonna go make a beeline for Stefan and say, what do you know about is there some sort of plan to destroy the fishing boats?
And Stefan is like, what are you talking about, lady?
Insight check.
Okay.
That's a 7.
You can't make heads or tails of what he's saying as he shouted it, and it kind of caught you off guard.
She's gonna kind of squint at him and say, "What? You don't know anything?"
I don't know nothing.
She's gonna grab him by the scruff of his neck. Say, "Are you telling me the truth?"
Don't threaten me with a good time, but yes, I'm telling the truth.
Vega's gonna walk up and say, you just said you don't know nothing. That's a double negative. That means you do know something. Just saying.
Andy's gonna say, "There is not a day in your life that you will experience anything resembling a good time with me. Now tell me, do you know anything about a plan to destroy the fishing boats?"
And he says, no, I absolutely have no idea. Now put me the fuck down.
She's gonna hold him for just a moment longer just to prove that she's the dominant one here, and then she will slowly set him down and give him a little shove and say, "Get the fuck out of here."
And he will get the fuck out of there. So now what? What would you guys like to do?
Vega would like to glance over at Andy and just kind of give her a nod, like a
She nods back.
that was badass, well played.
She kind of dusts her hands off like she was touching something gross, and she'll turn back towards the guards and kind of look around and see if she sees anything like dangerous around the boats.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay, that's gonna be 16 total.
Okay. Vega, did you roll as well, or did you not?
I did not. I can.
Yeah, if you want to take a look around as well with Andy.
Look around. Look around.
Now I'm gonna have to watch Hamilton.
Yeah, it may be the only thing that's been stuck in my head for like several weeks. I got a 5.
They'll be back. Wait and see.
Oh god, here we go.
DMCA'd.
Damn it! Second time
Here we
tonight.
go again.
All right, what did you roll, Vega?
5?
So Andy, you do find some explosives. Though it doesn't seem to be very much to do damage, you find what looks like to be some sort of bomb that you can throw.
What?
Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna take Simrock's bombs and I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna just hold them up to the guard and say, "This is all I found, but it doesn't look like they're rigged to explode anything. They're just throw bombs."
That's all? There's got to be more. And they begin to frantically start looking. And they're not coming up with anything. And they don't see anything like that. And they begin to question the fishermen who haven't seen anything. And the conclusion is that there's nothing going on around here.
Odd.
Who told you that there was something going on here?
Someone shouted that the heist happening at the town hall was a ruse, and that they were setting to destroy our way of life here.
The heist. There was a heist happening at town hall?
Allegedly there was a heist, but they said it was a ruse.
Well, looking around right now, it would appear that the ruse was the ruse.
Andy just starts walking towards
Sounds
town
like
hall.
there was a fucking heist.
The ruse was the ruse.
And the guards start looking at each other, and they start looking at you, and they say, "Oh shit, we just got rused."
Yeah, real fucking hard. It looks like. Let's go to fucking town hall and see what happened.
Andy's like already walking there.
All right, and we then would go to the tavern where Carcass is still there, and Zezix, I believe you were on your way to that inn, right? With Carcass?
Yes.
All right, so you go back to that inn, and you see Carcass waiting for Pointy still.
And Zilix will run up to Carcass. Carcass!
Oh, hello, little funny friend.
And Zilix gonna hold up his hand as he catches his breath. Come! We gotta go to the town hall. They're trying to steal the soup. We need to make haste.
Oh, not the soup. I will get up and run as fast as I can.
And Zizix is gonna try and keep up with him.
All right, and so at this point, I think everybody is going to be at town hall or outside of town hall, except for one individual. That's not who I was looking for. There we go. Yo, we heard you like to be bamboozled, so we put a ruse in your ruse so you can be confused while you're confused. Oh, that's good. Anyway,
That is good.
you guys all kind of converge on the town hall at the same time, where you see the guards who have traveled with Andy and Vega back to the town hall, and Zezix and Carcass have arrived from traveling towards the inn, or from the inn. And inside the town hall, you see the speaker being unshackled. And he looks to you and he says, the cauldron is gone. It's been taken.
But where is the soup?
Which way did it get taken?
They traveled west, I assume through the east way. They were on Axebeak, multiple. So, there's probably very little hope of catching them.
Who was it?
Well,
Zizix is gonna pipe up here and say, "It was Timmy the Tooth."
Yes. It was headed by Timmy the Tooth, as they call him.
Well, Carcass, looks like you need to make a necklace with somebody's buck teeth.
But Timmy is really nice. I like Timmy.
He stole the soup, Carcass.
Yes, but he is Carcass's friend.
I met him earlier today and did not get the best impression.
Carcass, do you know where he hangs out?
Oh, no, I don't really know too much about him. I just have met him sometimes when we do things.
When was the last time you saw him, Carcass?
Oh, I saw Timmy earlier. I think today or yesterday. I don't know.
Andy just kind of shrugs dismissively, because they just, did that thing with Timmy. And she's gonna say we need to follow them. We need to get it back. His whole plan with that cauldron was to use it to make money, and we can't let him do it.
That wasn't Timmy who had that plan. That was
James
James
M.F.
Quincy.
Quincy.
Oh, I'm mixing those up. Okay, never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah, all the shady types slew together.
Yeah.
Zizix is gonna be kind of angry now, and he's gonna pound his fist into his hand and say, This is why I wanted to bring this back to my lab.
But it wouldn't help anyone in your lab.
Well, it's definitely not gonna help anyone now.
I'll get it back, Zizix. But we need to hurry.
Where are we gonna go? We don't know where he went.
We know the direction they went. We can start by following their tracks. It's snowy.
Zizix is gonna look around and say, where's Leo Ponte? I saw him coming this way when I was trying to go find Carcass.
Wait, you did? So you've seen him recently?
Yeah. When I was running out of the town hall to alert everyone that they were trying to steal the cauldron, he was coming towards the town hall, and I said I was going to go get Carcass, and he said that he was going to go in there.
I hope they didn't hurt him. I assume there's been no body found.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn to the town speaker and say, if Leo Ponte went in there, you were in there while he was, were you not?
I was.
What happened?
They tied him up. They took him.
They took. Wonderful.
Where did they take Pointy?
I believe they took him to Targos.
Do we have a Terminator Carcass right now that is like on a mission to get Pointy?
Yes, we must go to where this target is.
We must go to Target.
Yup.
That's the name of our next episode. Let's go to Target.
Let's go. The gang goes to Target.
Yes.
And this is a good time to wrap it up and end the session for the night. Great session.
Hot damn.
Shit.
Fantastic. That was a lot of fun.
I'm just picturing like Leon Ponte and Timmy the Tooth cruising in a sled pulled by a bunch of monster ostriches, just pulling a cauldron, just like slow ride down, just sunglasses, feeling great.
I do wish that I had made Barbarian now so that I could make a necklace out of Timmy the Tooth's buck teeth.
Timmy the Tooth is great. And by the way, I saw what you guys wrote in Discord. Timmy the Tooth will be doing our D&D recaps from now on.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Fuck yeah.
You guys just love it, but I have to live with this voice 24/7.